Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Want to recap everything we talked about with Hulk Hogan's death, add a few new things, and give a shout out to Derek, who built the Gematria calculator. He had a really great observation about what happened the year Hulk Hogan was born. I overlooked yesterday that he was born in Augusta, Georgia, and of course, Augusta's known for many of things, but one above all, and that's hosting the biggest golf tournament of the year, the Masters. Do you know who won the Masters the year that Hulk Hogan was born? None other than the golfing great Ben Hogan. And it's funny because Scheffler just accomplished something last week in golf. The star who just won his fourth major in the exact amount of days it took Tiger to win his fourth major from winning his first. If you guys missed that, was Scheffler over the weekend. Just a perfect match of Tiger, but he also accomplished something that hadn't been done since Ben Hogan in 1953, the year Hulk was born. And of course, the big star right now is The Rock, who just turned 53 this year. And we talked about where that factored in yesterday. We'll recap it. But we're going to get to how amazing the Ben Hogan Hulk Hogan connection is. It truly is incredible. And Derek, as much as his decodes often turn my hair gray, he nailed it with the Ben Hogan Hulk Hogan thing. It is mind blowing, and it really is crazy. This world we live in, as they say, truth is stranger than fiction. So yeah, we're gonna hit a lot of things that we hit yesterday. Some new things, the Ben Hogan thing. I'm going to read, we'll scan through the comments in yesterday's video because I saw, I was busy yesterday, but I saw comments coming on my phone and going like, wow, oh, wow, great catch, great catch. I think there were a lot of great catches in the comment section. Hopefully Google hasn't deleted them. And of course, we'll open up the phone line again because I bet there's even more to this. Hulk Hogan's one of those larger than life celebrities, been around for decades. When I was a kid, I felt like he was one of those cardboard cutouts everywhere you went, movie store, grocery store. Even though I didn't watch wrestling, you couldn't miss Hulk Hogan. Everybody knew who he was. Well, what's funny, though, as a kid, I always thought it was Kogan. I didn't even realize it was Hogan. I always said it wrong. I called him Hulk Kogan. But anyway, like I said, I didn't watch wrestling. So let's go through it. His nicknames. He was known as Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Again, if you're new here, Gematria, you got to learn it. Slipknot's got a song about it. Gematria, the killing name. The Police, the band, got a song about it. It might as well be called Gematria, the killing name. It's actually called Murder by Numbers, where killing's as simple as ABC is 1, 2, 3. Again, I learned about this from the 1926 books, The Secret Teachings of All Ages. I learned about it in August of 2013. I've been decoding and presenting on it for almost 12 years straight now, because this is what goes on every day. But Hollywood Hulk Hogan equals 71. Sterling Golden equals 71. Another nickname of Hulk's. Terry Boulder, another nickname equals 71. The man had 3 nicknames that equated to 71. Again, we're going to get to how synced up The Rock is with this death, as well as Rocky, as in Sylvester Stallone, who introduced the Hulk to the Hall of Fame for wrestling. Again, Hulk is dead 71 days before The Rock's new movie comes out later this year. And I believe that'll be the day of the sentencing of Diddy. But anyway, again, 3 days before Hulk died, his super fan, Eric Service, whose name equals 71, died. And I missed something with that matters that we'll get to. I missed some low-hanging fruit yesterday. Again, Hulk was the central member of wrestling's New World Order. And keep in mind, he was a major figure on the world stage in the time of George Herbert Walker Bush, who gave the speech about the New World Order. And of course, Hulk and Randy Savage gave the greatest predictive programming ever for what would happen when George W. Bush was president, with the towers come crumbling down. Again, Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan defeated the Twin Towers. And Mean Gene, he talked about the Twin Towers, how those two would do their terrorist attacks. Again, it's really sick, but again, Hulk's dead on the date written 24/7, like World Trade Center equals 247, Twin Towers equals 49. He's dead 49 days before the anniversary of them come crumbling down, and dead on the 24th as we approach the 24th anniversary, when Hulk was known for the 24-inch pythons. And Python's a snake, and we're in the year of the snake, and he died on the 177th day of the year of the snake, and New World Order has Gematria of 177, but the abbreviation nWo is also 29, which Hulk Hogan founded 29 years ago in July in 96. And again, if you're new here, the 4 base ciphers of the English language: alphabetic order forwards, alphabetic order in reverse. You can see New World Order's 174 forwards. He's dead 174 days from the Royal Rumble. In reverse, it's 177. Like I said, dead on the 177th day of the year of the snake. And known for the 24-inch pythons, only to be dead on the 24th of July. Keep in mind, it was the 38th Royal Rumble. Hulk Hogan equals 38. Cardiac arrest equals 96. He's dead 96 days after WrestleMania, where he won the first one. Wrestler equates to 96. He's dead on 76 date numerology. I missed something huge with Ric Flair yesterday. Ric Flair, veteran wrestler, spoke. He was the first one to speak out when Hulk died. When the news broke, it was Ric Flair all over the place. Now you've had a bunch of people speak out, but it started with Ric Flair, who was all emotional and said he just talked to him the day before his death, and he was just fine. He was shocked. Again, we're going to get to how synced up this is with Trump, because Hulk endorsed him at the GOP convention, and he showed, he might have had a big, strong body, but he must have either had a few brain cells or was in on the plot, because anyone who thought the Trump assassination hoax was real is just that, a total moron. And anyway, he was part of that whole gimmick last year, along with the whole rig selection process, but you serve the Trump, you die for the Trump. We've seen a lot of sacrifices for the orange goon who runs on the highest degree of the Church of Satan, MAGA. Hulk's dead 185 days after Trump took office. Donald John Trump, 185. The simple way, 76. 76-year-old Ric Flair, and dead on a 76 date numerology. Trump, the first Republican presidential winner to get 76 million votes. And remember, that headline broke on the 76th birthday of the Superior General right after the election. But yeah, Hulk also endorsed Ronald Reagan, the other lifelong Democrat Hollywood actor who became a Republican and ran on MAGA. Hulk died 40 days after Trump's birthday, like Reagan was number 40. You could also say Hulk died on the 41st day of Trump's age. Remember, brother. Hulk's favorite word equals 40, and run it the other way, 41. And we just had WrestleMania 41 this year. Brother 4140. Again, this man endorsed number 40 and also Chump. And it's 47 years and change, like we said yesterday, since Hulk became a pro, now dead for number 47. And I realized his wife's name, Hulk's wife's name, also equals 47 in Gematria. Again, Vince McMahon just turned 79. Or excuse me, I take it back. Vince McMahon's 79 right now. He'll turn 80 next month. Trump just turned 79 on June 14th. Sylvester Stallone just turned 79. July 6th, the same day George W. Bush turned 79. Sylvester Stallone and George W. Bush have the exact same birthday. Again, Hulk was with Sylvester Stallone in Rocky 3. Came out 43 years ago. It also came out in 82, the big year for Ozzy, in light of these two guys dying one after the next and having so many parallels, including dying in connection to their reality TV shows. 82, 43 years ago, the Hulk's reality show ran 43 episodes. Hulk Hogan equals 43. But yeah, this 79 thing is big. Yesterday, somebody left the super chat about how Hogan died 79 days from Peter Thiel's birthday. I didn't understand that at the time because, why would Peter Thiel matter? But now I get it. I was reading more about it last night, and Peter Thiel helped Hulk Hogan sue the website Gawker, who wrongfully put out some kind of hidden sex tape of Hulk Hogan a decade or so ago, and that lawsuit got the Gawker website all the way deleted. So Peter Thiel and Hulk Hogan took out Gawker. And now Hulk dies 79 days before Peter Thiel's birthday. And again, Hulk Hogan's birth name, Terry Jean Balea, 79. 79. And also 241, the 53rd prime, and 74, like the World Trade Centers were on the 74th meridian, which you gave the ultimate predictive programming for. But in that same cipher, Society of Jesus, the Christian YouTubers Um, there a lot of guys getting big views in the Christian world showing Hulk talking about how he's given his life to Jesus Christ here at the end, you know? And what do you know? We're going to get to just how synced it is with him being dead with the leader of the Jesuits and paying tribute to 9/11 in a big way. Because, again, it was the Jesuits who orchestrated those towers to come crumbling down. Hulk's first World Wrestling Federation match, the WWF, was in 79. It was in 79 in light of all these 79 connections. And again, there's his name, 79 like Society of Jesus. Again, Sylvester Stallone got the 7/6 birthday, just like George W. Bush, the Skull and Bones member. And yesterday we talked about the Omega Kamala, how we used that as one of the many proofs that Trump would win the rigged selection. Hulk Hogan first began wrestling in 76, only to die on 76 date numerology. Again, here's the Gematria Hulk Hogan in the base ciphers. 97, fateful number in 25. 97 is the 25th prime. Death equals 97 and 25. Hulk Hogan, 43. Again, his reality show ran 43 episodes. He's dead 4 weeks and 3 days before The Rock's upcoming movie. Like I said, he's dead 43 years after Rocky 3 came out in 82. We just passed that anniversary in May. Rick Derringer, who died earlier this year, we covered that. I didn't realize at the time that he did the theme song for Hulk Hogan. Rick Derringer died on the 146th day of the year. Trump's got the 14/6 birthday. Again, Hulk Hogan's 38, like John Cena, who won the latest Wrestlemania, like death, like murder, like killing, like RIP. Again, it was Royal Rumble 38 this year. Hulk retired on January 27th, 127, like buildings 1, 2, and 7 came a crumbling down. But from that day to his death, 179 days, the 41st prime. Again, WrestleMania 41 this year. Skull and Bones with the 41 connection. 9/11 happened on 41 date numerology. Al-Qaeda equals 41, like when Randy Savage and Hulk beat the Twin Towers. One was dressed up as a Muslim and the other was dressed up as a cop, like how 9/11 ushered in the police state. The Iron Sheik, again, died 25 months before Hulk. Like death, time, and Trump all equal 25. And here we are in 2025. And again, Hulk Hogan, 97, the 25th prime. And Hulk beat the Iron Sheik in the first ever WrestleMania. Right now you have all this tension with Iran, where the Iron Sheik's from. Or is it Sheik? The Sheik, the Iron Sheik. Reagan was 72 when Hulk Hogan became the first WrestleMania champion. Remember, President Trump equals 72, like Jesuit order. Hulk was just about to turn 72 on August 11th. Hulk's last appearance at a WWE event was earlier this year on Monday Night Raw, 199 days earlier. 199 is the 46th prime number. Wrestling equals 46, like sacrifice. Genesis 46 is about sacrifice. We talked about how they made Ozzy an honorary Hall of Famer in wrestling on April 6th, 4/6. The Rock, born in 72. Hulk, dead 83 days after his birthday. Again, the Gematria murder, 83. Hulk Hogan's birth name, 79. Hulk Hogan, 38, his wrestling name. And again, dead 71 days before The Rock's new movie comes out. Dead at 71 days earlier. The Smashing Machine, the name of the movie that The Rock's coming out with, it equals 176. You could say The Rock died 176 days after the Year of the Snake began, or on the 177th day of the Year of the Snake. And for all you guys who struggle with that, like imagine it's January 2nd. It's one day after the year began, right? Is it the first day of the year or is it the second day? Again, I always see people criticize that in the comments. Oh, see, you're having to do that to cherry pick dates. It's like, it's not really cherry picking. It's just facts. And it matters that it was the 177th day of the Year of the Snake. And I remember there was a wrestler called Jake the Snake. I might have to go back and look at all these things. What happened in history with Hulk Hogan and Jake the Snake in light of this going down in the Year of the Snake. But the name of that film the smashing machine also equals 86, like blood sacrifice and human sacrifice. Hulk's dead 18 days before his own birthday, and in WrestleMania 18, The Rock beat Hulk Hogan. Think about how perfect that is. The Jesuit acronym IHS is 18. It's interesting how they did WrestleMania 18. They did an X for the Roman numeral for 10 plus 8, but X8 is also, X is the 24th letter. So it's kind of like 24-8, like Vince McMahon's birthday is 24th of August. Kind of like how President Donald Trump equals 248, and when he beat Hillary, and he can only beat women. And don't kid yourself, Trump might really be a woman, you guys. The thing he just got diagnosed with, the CVI, that's like mostly only happens in women. He has the body of a woman. He could be a tall woman. He likes to go to the modeling pageants. Maybe he could have been one himself if he was a little slimmer, a little less McDonald's, a little less surgery on whatever they did to him. Got those little tiny hands. Don't kid yourself in this crazy world we're living in. Trump did just get the lady illness in the legs, as we covered last week. Again, CVI equals 47 like Trump. It's mostly something only women get. But Trump, again, when he beat Hillary, she conceded while he was on 248 electoral votes. President Donald Trump, 248. And then he beats Kamala while the country's 248 years old after she has her ritual with Oprah 47 days before the election in Oakland, Michigan, the 248 area code. And don't forget, it was Oprah who asked Trump in 88 if he'd want to be president someday. Of course, Trump equals 88. Back in the time of Reagan, the other mega guy. And was in Chicago. And then this time around, Trump gets 312 electoral college votes. Chicago's the 312. Then the Pope dies at 88 on the 312th day of Trump's age. And we get the first American Pope from the 312 area code. Anyway, again, this is the if I could only share one thing about Hulk Hogan, it would be this. I'd play the clip, and by the way, I had to cut that out of my video yesterday. It's funny, I used to be able to show that clip of Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan talking about the Twin Towers with no problem a decade ago on YouTube. The video got blocked in a lot of countries yesterday for showing that clip, so I had to edit it out so other places can watch. YouTube's gotten so lame. It's like, why can't I show a clip from 1989 of Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan beating the Twin Towers after Mean Gene talks about how the Twin Towers do terrorist attacks? And the Mr. Boss Man's beating on his police baton there, and he's next to the Muslim guy. It's such mockery. And again, you guys, they did that in 89. 89's the 11th Fibonacci number, like all the 11s on 9/11. And 89 is also the 24th prime number. And now look who's dead on the 24th of the month, just before the 24th anniversary, who was known for the 24-inch pythons. But yeah, you know, the other snake with the 24 connections, Kobe, who was huge in the world scene at the time of 9/11. That's when the Lakers were taking over the NBA again. But yeah, Hulk's dead 49 days before September 11th. And again, World Trade Center, 185 in the most simple cipher. Just like Donald John Trump, who was part of that day. Just like how Hulk's dead 185 days after he took office, and it's the time of the 119th Congress, like the majority of the world writes the date, 11th of September, 11/9. Again, from Bin Laden's birthday, March 10th, to the World Trade Center's coming down 185 days. That date's written 10-3 in the majority of the world, like Pan Am 103, connected to Islamic terrorism, and also Pan Am, founded by a Skull and Bones member. Again, World Trade Center equals 77, like September 11th. Don't even get me started on Flight 77, hitting the 77-foot tall Pentagon, 77 minutes after taking off on the 77th Meridian West. World Trade Center 247, like the day Hulk died, 24th day of the 7th month. Again, George Tenet, the head of the CIA, had been in office for 247 weeks when 9/11 happened. And the word terror equals 94, and the World Trade Center is open on the 94th day, April 4th, 73. But yeah, I've talked about this so many times. The greatest, and there's a lot of examples of predictive programming for 9/11, but the greatest and most clear ever is easily what Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage did and said, along with Mean Gene, against the Twin Towers. Just blatant. So to see this happen all these years later, it really is just incredible too. Just right before the 24th anniversary of the towers come crumbling down, and you know it's Randy Savage delivering those lines, and then Hulk Hogan laughing his ass off. And remember, Randy Savage died on the very Jesuit day of Cannonball Day, the 20th of May, 20/5. Hulk's dead on the 205th day of the year. Tower of Babylon equals 205. The story of the Tower of Babylon, or the Tower of Babel, is in the Bible and ends with Genesis 11:9. Now here we are in the time of the 119th Congress. Don't forget that Donald equals 119 in Jewish Gematria. But yeah, again, just George Herbert Walker Bush giving the speech about a new world order 11 years to the day of September 11th. George W. Bush in office when it came crumbling down. Now Hulk, whose name equals 79, is dead right after Bush and Sylvester Stallone turned 79 on the same day. I saw that in '94, Hulk Hogan's main accomplishment was his debut and subsequent victory in the WCW World Heavyweight Championship match against Ric Flair. Again, Ric Flair, first person to speak out. I'm just pointing this out because the World Trade Center thing going on here. This marked his first time winning a title in the WCW. The match was held in Orlando, and Shaquille O'Neal was in attendance, even celebrating with Hogan afterward. Of course, Shaq played for the Magic back then. Penny Hardaway days. But yeah, Tower of Babylon, 205. Randy Savage, dead on 20/5 Cannonball Day. If you missed the video yesterday, I talked about the parallels between Randy Savage's death and his brother's death. So many parallels between those two. And here's just a reminder that the Jesuits run the show. September 11th is the 254th day, leaving 111 days remaining in the year. Look at this. From the leader of the Society of Jesus, which equals 79, and who's 76 right now. Again, you got Hulk with the 79 name, dead on 76 date numerology. Look at this. 254 days after Arturo Sosa's birthday. And that means it's 111 days to his upcoming. And don't forget that New York equals 111. And we're going to get to the little event that Hogan just did with Trump in Madison Square Garden in New York. Madison Square Garden's another 205. Again, buildings 1, 2, and 7 came down on 9/11. Hulk retired on January 27th, 127. Yale University, where the Bushes went, 205. They were members of Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones, 41 and 76. Papa Bush was number 41. George W. was born on 7/6. The other year, the Georgia Guidestones came down on Bush's 76th birthday on 7/6. Skull and Bones is known as Order 322. The etchings were put on him on March 22nd, 322. We talked about the Tisha B'Av thing. SummerSlam this year falls on Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av's the real Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath equals 82 like Tisha B'Av. They both also equal 28. Black Sabbath is on August 2nd this year, which can be written 8-2 or 2-8. The Black Sabbath frontman's dead. Right before this, parallels from Ozzy to Hulk, megastars with reality shows that their deaths are synced up with. And funny enough, Tisha B'Av, the year that Hulk became a pro, fell on July 24th. So SummerSlam going to be on Tisha B'Av this year. SummerSlam equals Tisha B'Av equals 9th of Av. 9th of Av is the other way to say Tisha B'Av. It's the English way to say it. And it has the 9/11 connection on the Jewish calendar. And in Jewish Gematria, Tisha B'Av equals 911. It's to remember the destruction of the two temples, similar to the two towers or the twin towers, which the joke is for Hulk. And keep in mind the second date is 8-3, and that reminds of 83, the murder number, and how Hulk's dead 83 days after Rocky's birthday, while The Rock is 79. Again, murder 79 and 83. You remember what they did with Ray Liotta, synced with De Niro? Here, if you guys haven't seen what they did to Ray Liotta, I remember doing this decode and then presenting. Ray Liotta died right after the Buffalo Top shooting. I went there to speak on the street about what happened because I told everybody that something major like that was going to go down on Israel's 74th birthday. But I'll never forget it because I was in the airport waiting for my plane doing the presentation on my phone, and this guy was sitting next to me at the airport. And like, if I heard somebody talk about this, I'd be like, what? I got to know more. Now, granted, the guy was Indian. Maybe he didn't even speak English. He's probably one of the big tech guys figuring out how to code me out in the algorithm. But he looked at me and he just like walked away and sat like 30 feet away. But anyway, Ray Liotta, one of the many celebrities to die at 67, the blood sacrifice number. His name even had the blood sacrifice connection. But Ray Liotta died 83 days before De Niro's 79th birthday. Of course, they're both in Goodfellas, mobster movie. But I think I got it here in this post. Yeah, Ray Liotta also played Shoeless Joe Jackson. And look, Shoeless Joe Jackson played for the Reds. 20-5. Speaking of 205, there it is again, right? Think about how rare of a score that is in baseball. 20-5. I mean, that's such an incredibly rare score. The day that Ray Liotta dies, the score is 20-5, and they're facing the Cubs. And Ray Liotta was in Field of Dreams, where part of the plot is Kevin Costner's character goes to Wrigley Field where the Cubs play. And don't forget, this year you had the Reds and the White Sox playing each other, and baseball lifted the Hall of Fame ban on Shoeless Joe Jackson and Pete Rose, who played for those respective teams. The Chicago Black Sox, that was that World Series in 1919. Anyway, I mean, just mega originalism, just a reminder of how news, celebrity death, sports, how it's all connected, how it's planned, how it's scripted. It's weird this happened on the 146th day of the year. There's a lot of parallels here. Maybe there's something more about these number patterns to study. Hulk Hogan, 146, dead on the 205th day of the year. Going back and look at this, like, 146, 205, 79, 83. I mean, the 79, 83 thing happens a lot, but again, Hogan dead 10 years to the day of saying the N-word. And remember, when you spell out 10, it equals 42, just like the N-word. And we got WrestleMania 42 upcoming, and The Rock is considered black, even though he's just a fraction. But as we talked about yesterday, if you're 1/16th, you count as black in our culture. They say that Hulk was 201 centimeters tall. Let me see. The three major celebrity deaths this week. The Cosby actor, dead on Sunday, the 201st day of the year. The Cosby Show ran 201 episodes. Then Ozzy Osbourne equals 201. Dio, who replaced him in Black Sabbath when Ozzy left. Dio ended up dying 201 days from Ozzy's birthday. He died at 67, the blood sacrifice number. Ozzy just died 67 days from his death anniversary, like Cliff Burton once upon a time died 67 days from Ozzy's birthday while touring with Ozzy, and not to mention he died on the big Jesuit date, September 27th, the day they're recognized by the Roman Catholic Church. Remember, the Jesuit order equals 201, like Order of Illuminati, also like Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy bit the head off a bat in America on the 201st day of the nation's age, and now the Slipknot band member who had his 5th birthday the day Ozzy bit the head off the bat in Des Moines, where Slipknot's out of, just got engaged to Ozzy's daughter at his farewell concert on the 5th of this month. But now Hogan is the next death, and Hogan became a pro in 1977, the year the country turned 201 years old, the USA. Add the three ages together, the three celebrity deaths. 71 plus 76 is 147, plus 54 more is 201. All three of these guys die in a 201 connection, and their ages add up to 201. And I've been educating about 201 and the Jesuits and the Illuminati since forever. I mean, come on. This is just blatant. It's just blatant. Again, Hogan knows best equals 205, also 173. You could say Hogan died a span of 174 days from the 38th Royal Rumble when his name equals 38, or you could say he died 173 days later. And the 205 dead on the 205th day of the year. Again, it ran 43 episodes like Hulk Hogan. The WWE has the show 205 Live. All seeing eye equals 205, and wrestling does keep the eye of the masses fixated on entertainment for a lot of people. Seems like more and more wrestling everywhere, more nights of the week. You turn on Netflix now, it's like, I don't even watch it. But it's like always just right up there on the top of the promotions. I mean, it's Wrestlemania, and largely thanks to Hulkamania that really put it on the map. Like I said, even though I didn't watch wrestling as a kid, I mean, you couldn't escape Hulk Hogan. He was everywhere. Even if you couldn't pronounce his name right. Hulk Hogan. Andre the Giant. I remember being a kid and being amazed that any man could pick up Andre the Giant. You know, you couldn't, even if you didn't watch it, you couldn't escape it. You'd see the highlights. It would just be everywhere. Posters. I knew that Hulk Hogan picked up and slammed Andre the Giant, but look at that span of 170, or it's 177 days after. The year of the snake started the next day, January 29th. That's the span of 177 days. But again, just New World Order. How this all comes together. New World Order, the Jesuit Order. John Cena with the same gematria as Hulk Hogan. He just won the latest WrestleMania. Now Hulk's dead. That was number 41. Brother 41. Hulk had trouble saying a sentence without brother in it. The first WWE fight. Oh, by the way, he died 92 days after John Cena's birthday. That's the 67th composite. Again, blood sacrifice, human sacrifice equals 67. I just talked about how there were all those 67 connected deaths to Ozzy. Ozzy's 92, the 67th composite number. So those numbers are peas in a pod. And I'll tell you where one of the biggest blood sacrifices ever happened with a 92 connection, Manhattan. Manhattan. If you've ever seen that commemorative coin that came out of the Six-Day War in 67, it looks like a plane flying into two towers. Look it up. Look up what I'm talking about. The commemorative coin that came out of Israel from the Six-Day War in 67, it looks like a plane flying into two towers. I've shown it in the past. But yeah, that was 67. So I always wondered why they did that in 67 instead of 68 when everything else happened. 911 made the code in 68. World Trade Center construction. George W. Bush out of Skull and Bones. Papa Bush, director of the CIA. Anyway. The first Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair fight in the WWF was on the day leaving 71 days left in the year. Now Hulk's dead at 71 and Ric Flair the first to speak out. Again, this happened on 76 date numerology. Ric Flair spells his name without the K. Ric Flair, 76. He died 149 days after Ric Flair's birthday. Skull and Bones, 149, 76. Again, the Hulk superfan, Roddy Hogan, died on the 202nd day of the year. And Hulk also, again, died synced with WrestleMania 41. You can't get more Skull and Bones than that. Papa Bush, the 41st president, his birthday is June 12th, the day leaving 202 days left in the year. He was there when JFK got assassinated in Dallas. Dallas equals 41. JFK was born on the 149th day of the year, May 29th. 149 is the 35th prime, like JFK became number 35, killed on I-35. Catholic equals 35 forwards, 46 in reverse. JFK, the first Catholic, killed at age 46. But yeah, it is amazing how they put all this together. And yeah, part of me does wonder, I mean, is it possible that Hulk Hogan is sitting back somewhere going, man, the stuff you guys have us do is something else, but if this is going to help our brand sell even more and put some more money away from my kids and their future, so be it. You know, sometimes I do wonder if these guys get sent off to Celebrity Island, young and old, because you got to remember, these guys are trained actors, too. I mean, Ric Flair gave a convincing performance if Hulk is alive. Or maybe they just told Rick he's dead and he doesn't even know. You know what I mean? Like, what? I just talked to him yesterday. I mean, he was fine. We were going to go golfing. Yeah, it does make you wonder how it can be so perfect. We had somebody a caller yesterday to look into the wrestler Mickey Rourke's movie. Look at this, you guys. It's crazy. I didn't break it down in real time, but look at this. Hulk died 146 days before the anniversary of the wrestler coming out. Hulk Hogan equals 146, like John Cena. I know we're hitting a lot of numbers here. This would be a horrible way to give a presentation to a new person without visuals. If you're on the street trying to do all this, it's too much. But that's why I said if I was just talking to somebody on the street, I'd be like, have you ever seen the clip of Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan talking about tearing down the Twin Towers and Mean Gene talking about the Twin Towers terrorist attacks? I'd have him watch that clip and then I'd show him what's up with dying 49 days before the 24th anniversary. Again, on the 24th, when he was known for the 24-inch biceps. And then I'd break in how World Trade Center has the 247. But yeah, all of this stuff really, you know. Anyway, dead 146 days before the wrestler. Mickey Rourke, the star of that movie. Mickey Rourke is 72 right now. He died 54 days before Mickey Rourke's birthday. These numbers that get paired together all the time. Before Diddy got taken down, I explained why his father was murdered in 72 and why Diddy would go down at 54. These numbers get put together all the time. You just had this in the Cosby show actor's death. He just died in this at 54 on a Sunday. It was 72 date numerology. The sun moves 1 degree on the astrological wheel every 72 years. Sun equals 54 and 9. He died on a Sunday, the Cosby actor, on the 9th day of Bill Cosby's age. And keep in mind, he died 33 years after the Cosby show ended in 92. The word sun, S-O-N, is 33. Again, just kind of like a Jesus ritual. The son of Bill Cosby. And don't forget that Bill Cosby's actual son died by the numbers as well. I forgot to Enos Cosby. I should go back and look at the parallels with that. But you could also say that instead of it dying on the 9th day, sun does equal 9, S-U-N. Instead of dying on the 9th day of Bill Cosby's age, you could say that the actor who just passed on Sunday, you could also say that he died 8 days after Bill Cosby's 88th birthday. Remember, the sun does a figure 8 in the sky. The zodiac, which has to do with the sun, is made up of 88 constellations. There's 12 signs like Jesus, the sun, and his 12 disciples. But if you don't know this, this ancient practice coding numbers into words, it's mostly associated with Hebrew, but the next most associated ancient system is Greek. Revelation 13:18 about 666, calculating 666, the number of a man, the number of the beast. That is a Greek isopsophy riddle. Isopsophy is the Greek word for gematria, which is the Hebrew practice traditionally. In Greek isopsophy, Jesus Christ equates to 888. 888. So the son of Bill Cosby on the show, dead 8 days after his 88th birthday, again on this Sunday. I don't think it's an accident. Far from it. But yeah, just come back to Mickey Rourke. 54 days from his birthday while he's 72. Just look at the gematria of the wrestler. 144, 153. These are biblical numbers. 54. I mean, TMZ, their tribute yesterday was 2 hours and 1 minute. Cosby Show ran 201 episodes. Cosby actor dead on the 201st day of the year. Heliocentrism equals 201. Sun 54. The heliocentric model in the 16th century, the century of the Jesuits. Trump and Hulk, they had an event at Madison Square Garden, which equals 205, 38 weeks and 4 days before his death. Hulk Hogan, 38, election 38, death, murder, killing, RIP, all 38. Madison Square Garden, 205. You could say that was a span of 271 days as well, the 58th prime, like Trump won the 58th election in 2016 after announcing from the 58-story Trump Tower. This time he got 58% of the Electoral College, and this year the election was on Remember, the 5th of November, the day in history the Jesuits tried to kill King James. King James, who eventually died at 58. King James, who has a Bible named after him, when biblical equals 58, like Freemason, like Rosicrucian, like Secret Society. Again, King James was a Freemason and a Rosicrucian. Look at how they said that this meeting with Trump and Hulk and others was 78 minutes long. Like Trump retook office at age 78. New York equals 78. There's 78 cards in the tarot deck. The top cards are Trump cards. Tarot cards equals 119. Like Trump took office with the 119th Congress. The first time the election was called for him back in 2016, it was on November 9th that they called it for him, 119. It was a tarot joke back then. Plus, that was the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall, which equals 45. When he became number 45. The Peter Thiel thing. I think it was Sage Zero who left a comment yesterday. I just didn't understand it. I was like, why would Peter Thiel matter? He's connected to everything, this guy. Yeah, Peter Thiel teamed up with Hulk Hogan for a lawsuit to take down Gawker. Hulk Hogan, whose birth name equals 79, dies 79 days now before Peter Thiel's birthday? I mean, the cabal is something else, the way they spin their webs. Just like mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Again, here's the gematria. The only number that we didn't really connect to the death is 164, a reshuffling of that 146. Peter Thiel's also 53 again. His full name, 241, is the 53rd prime. Born in 53. The Rock's 53 right now. Oh, Clearwater does equal 164 where he died. He's dead in Clearwater, Florida. This information would make things so clear for people like Clearwater if their minds weren't so muddied with all the years of lies and programming. Isn't that the truth? You know, it kind of makes me sick as I ended up watching some of these Christian videos telling people that they all have to go to Jesus, and look, even Hulk Hogan went to Jesus, and they keep saying that Jesus is the only truth. I hate how big the views are on these, how many likes they have. It's like, where in the world is Jesus the only truth? There's thousands of religions. Christianity stole from a lot of them that came before it. Like, how close-minded and ignorant and egotistical do you have to be to believe that Jesus is the only truth? I mean, it's really disgusting is what it is. It is disgusting. And if you don't understand why it's disgusting, again, it's your ego that doesn't understand. Again, it's not original. It copied a lot of other religions. It's so ignorant to say that it's the only truth and all the other ones are fake. It's kind of an evil thing. And most Christians are pretty horrible people. Like, case in point, I had a Christian neighbor, and I was trying to be a good person to him because I was raised in the church as well. And, I loaned him quite a bit of money, probably more than... Have you ever loaned your neighbor $5,000? I'll just put it that way, because he was in a bad spot, and I had the money at the time, and he got all excited because I gave it to him in cash, and he's like, "Oh, do you keep cash in your house?" And he also knew the business I ran at the time. I had a legal business out here in Washington State, a cannabis delivery service. And I said, well, I keep a little bit in the house for a rainy day. And he probably started putting two and two together, because, you're not allowed to put your cannabis money in the bank. But first opportunity he got. And trust me, I had a great operation. I had you didn't smell anything around my house, nothing. But he was one of the only people who knew what was going on in there. And I didn't expect him to rob me because he's 20 years older than me. He's old enough to be my dad. But yeah, first opportunity guy. He robbed the house. He skipped town. He came back 2 weeks later with a brand new truck. He bought the exact same truck, make, model, everything. Same color. It was a nice, sporty, gray Toyota Tacoma. He got the exact same truck, you guys. The exact same truck. I just thought, this guy's a psychopath. And sure enough, he drove that thing to church every Sunday. And he's what I think of when I think of Christians. But anyway, I've known a lot of other bad ones before him too. But anyway, yeah, I hate watching these people just grifting on religion, because that's all religion is a grift. It's literally the ultimate grift. Just selling people a load of shit and asking for their money, making them dumber and more ignorant and egotistical. Anyway, coming back to this. This is truth. This is undeniable truth, because this is what they're doing every day, the cabal that needs to be stopped. That by the way, the caller yesterday who said you're taking your whole family to the wrestling match upcoming, don't you feel like being aware of this and then doing that is also bad? I mean, you're going to go give money to an organization that sacrifices people? Ugh. Anyway, I didn't want to judge him on the phone. I know he wants to have fun with his kids, but I feel like what we should be telling is, like, listen, we got to stop with these entertainment things. They are just part of the evil and wickedness of the world, and they are the mass distractions that are keeping people from what matters. Anyway, yeah, this is Derek's work right here. Derek realized that, again, Hogan was born in 53 in Augusta, Georgia, where the Masters is, where Ben Hogan won it that year. And he didn't connect this Scheffler thing, because I was talking about that this weekend, how Scheffler did something that hadn't happened since 53, which Ben Hogan did. And look how Hogan, it says he won with a then record score of 274. Hello, Isus Hominum Salvator, 274. The Catholic Church has celebrated the sun in the sky's birthday since 274 AD. The Jesuit motto is Isus Hominum Salvator. A golf tournament ends on a Sunday, so that's not an accident. Religion equals 53. But yeah, I'm just going to go through Derek's post here. So he wrote, while Ben Hogan probably didn't need to say it very often, golfers often yell 4. Of course, Georgia's the 4th state. When their ball has gone astray. This is, of course, phonetically identical to the number 4. Ben was 40 years old when he won the Masters in 1953. Remember, I've always told you, golf's a big 40 sport. Over the years, we used to do golf tournaments every week. By the way, we've hit 6 out of the last 7 Masters, picking the winner before the tournament even began. For people who say, is this all hindsight? No, it's not. This year, real easy. Grand Slam, 89 and 35. Who completed the career Grand Slam this year at the 89th Masters at age 35? Rory McIlroy did, and he had big value once he got behind on after day one. The only year out of the last 7 years we've missed with the Masters was the time Scheffler won it the first time, and I was rusty at that point. I wasn't doing as much with sports, and the Scheffler guy had come out of left field. I'd never heard of him before. We didn't miss him, though, the last time he won it. Remember, the last time Scheffler won it was the 88th Masters, the year before, when you had the earthquake on Trump's golf course on 4-5. Somehow that went over everybody's head. Scheffler's from the neighborhood right next to that golf course, and Scotty Scheffler's full name equals 88. I don't think it's his first, his last name. I think we need his middle name, too. Or never mind, it is just Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler. I'm realizing, though, These 173 and 74 numbers factor into Hogan's death as well, because Scheffler just matched Ben Hogan, who did this thing in 53. Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, I was making the point about golf. I didn't finish my thought. I have never seen anybody win a tournament with greater than 40-1 odds. I know it's happened before, but when we decoded tournaments, a lot of guys who had 40-1 odds, it was the sweet spot. The other year when the Japanese golfer won it, he started the tournament with 40-1 odds. Yeah, 40-1 can be a real sweet spot with golf odds. Again, golf equals 40. But anyway, it says Ben was 40 years old when he did that in 53. Makes so much sense. And Hulk was born a span of exactly 4 months later. And then, yeah, yesterday did have 40 and 22 date numerology, like golf is 40 and 22. And he says, now the Hulkster has passed away a span of exactly 28 years after the golfer. That's also 336 months. And the Sumerian cipher, where you multiply times 6, Hulk is 336. Look at that. Ben Hogan died in 97. Hulk Hogan, 97. Pretty perfect. Hulk became a Hall of Famer in 2005. It is kind of like 25 and 205, being dead on the 205th day of 25. This one, I didn't know this. In Hebrew, the Hebrew system of letters and numbers, sacrifice equals 347. The Brotherhood of Death, the alias for Skull and Bones, is 347. Hulk Hogan died exactly 347 weeks after George H.W. Bush, Mr. New World Order. And don't forget who told you that George H.W. Bush wasn't going to live past November 30th, 2018. Again, he died 5 years to the day of Paul Walker, who was in the movie Skull and Bones, who died in a red Porsche. So we're told when he gets a red Porsche in the movie, the skull's about Skull and Bones. That movie came out 201 days after Paul Walker's birthday, or on the 202nd day of his age, just before George W. Bush was elected president, another Skull and Bones member, who then ran against Kerry in 2004, another Skull and Bones member. But yeah, he dies 347 weeks after George Bush. The two New World Order guys, I mean, are you kidding me? Hulk Hogan passed away 347 days after his own birthday, obviously, because he died 18 days before his upcoming, like he lost to The Rock in Wrestlemania 18. So yeah, I didn't realize this about 347, and I'm glad Derek connected this, because I've actually noticed 347 a good amount of times, but I've always said, I don't know what that number means. So again, some of these things go back to the Hebrew meaning, but, you know, it's just a reminder, the Hebrew-English connection, that is no accident. I don't know how anybody could deny that. The New World Order guys. And then he says, Hogan lost the WCW championship to Goldberg. I can guess Goldberg, 347 days after the death of Ben Hogan, who died 347 days after his own birthday. I mean, whoa. Derek, whose decodes usually just really annoy me because I can't believe how dumb they are. Sometimes he has these just absolute gems. And this is an absolute gem right here. So you got to give credit where it's due. And I don't normally watch Derek's videos because they drive me nuts, but I know Derek's favorite things in the world are wrestling, video games, and like electronic music. So I thought, I bet Derek's gonna have a gem for Hulk Hogan. Because again, I'm not the wrestling guy. I couldn't believe that anybody watched wrestling growing up. But yeah, we just talked about this. Scheffler doing this tribute to Ben Hogan, and now this. And Scheffler's 29 years old. And you guys, Scheffler had this... that's got to be part of it, because Scheffler won the tournament 29 days after his 29th birthday. nWo 29. Hold on. You know where Scheffler's from, right? You guys know where Scheffler's from? You know what neighborhood he's from? Highland Park in Dallas. That's where the Bush family lives. So Scheffler grew up in the same neighborhood where the Bush family resides. Highland Park, very exclusive neighborhood. You might recall Clayton Kershaw's from that neighborhood. Matt Stafford's from that neighborhood. When Kershaw and Stafford won championships in close proximity, Scheffler won the Masters. And you might also remember how Dwayne Haskins, the football star out of Ohio State, was ran over by a dump truck at the same time Scheffler was winning the Waste Management Open. Dwayne Haskins is from Highland Park, New Jersey, a poor neighborhood. These guys are from the rich Highland Park. They sacrificed the poor black kid for the rich white kids. But yeah, this is all connected. Scheffler is from the Bush neighborhood. And again, just imagine that you guys, imagine you're from like the wealthiest, most powerful people who have the access to the greatest tools, resources, coaches, trainers. Obviously, Scheffler's a very talented golfer, but what I also want to say is he had that record day 27 days after his birthday. U.S. Open's 27 forwards and backwards. He came roaring back and ended up winning the tournament. Had just a mind-blowing day 27 days after his birthday at the U.S. Open. And this is what we see. Major sports events and major celebrity sacrifice. That's a big golf tournament. You have all these deaths. And including this, so. He did die 34 days after Scheffler's birthday, that other murder number. You could say it spanned 35 days too, like wrestling's 35. Somebody pointed out that Harrison Fields put out this tribute yesterday, "Rest in peace, brother." And you can see the nice alignment here. Is this a coincidence or not? The three big celebrity deaths all connected to 201. Again, Hulk became a pro in 77, the year the country turned 201. The year Brady was born, Mr. 201, who got married to Giselle, born on the 201st day of the year, who had 201 passing yards in his last rigged Super Bowl. And that year was the year that my Patreon was at its peak. We gave out that Super Bowl future for free that year, why it was going to be Brady and the Bucks over the Chiefs. Bucks would be the first team to host and win a Super Bowl. Everyone thought it was crazy until it happened. Other Hulks. Lou Ferrigno? Lou Ferrigno with the 11-9 birthday, kind of like the other September 11th date, the other 11-9-9-11 date. Became an actor in 71. Hulk's dead at 71 now, but he was the Incredible Hulk. And Hulk died 257 days after his birthday. Blood sacrifice equals 257. He's 73 years old. Both sacrifice and ritual sacrifice are 73. He could be in trouble. And remember, Hulk Hogan's birth name also has the 74 connection. He's going to turn 74 later this year if he makes it. 73 and 74 are very fateful numbers for a lot of actors. 73 is sacrifice, 74 is killing. Mark Ruffalo. Yesterday, somebody was trying to point him out. I didn't realize he was also a Hulk actor. And wrestling equals 35. Exactly 35 weeks into Mark Ruffalo's age, the wrestling Hulk dies. Harrison Ford, we talked about this in the stream yesterday. He becomes the Red Hulk in the new Captain America, which was originally going to be called New World Order, but then they changed it to Brave New World after Aldous Huxley's book. Aldous Huxley died the same day as JFK. A lot of parallels with the JFK assassination and the Trump assassination hoax, which Hulk endorsed last year. Remember, it was 45 days after JFK's birthday anniversary that number 45 supposedly got shot at, and they said he took the stage at 6:03, like JFK was 63. But look at what day Mark Ruffalo's birthday is. November 22nd, right? The day that JFK and Aldous Huxley died. Brave New World, the new Captain America. We have a Red Hulk, who's Harrison Ford, reminding us of Gerald Ford, who became president when Nixon resigned. And last week I covered the ritual with seemingly Richard Nixon, his resignation, and what happened with Trump with the Epstein news last week, and how that was lined up with J.D. Vance on the 351st day of his age, like how he's been compared to Teddy Roosevelt, the 26th president, when 351's the 26th triangular number. But yeah, Red Hulk Harrison Ford, the president in the movie, ends up in prison. Lock him up. Anyway, look how Red Hulk's 79. Go with Hulk Hogan. 79 and 34 and 38, just like murder. Hulk Hogan, 38, also 110 like president. The new Captain America came out on 2/14, the 45th day of the year, Valentine's Day. The Republican Party equals 214. Church of Satan equals 214. Again, the highest degree of the Church of Satan is mega. Obama told the joke on the 45th birthday of the Church of Satan with Trump in attendance at the White House Correspondents' Dinner that Trump would become the 45th president, when again, Trump's birthday is 45 days after the Church of Satan's. By the way, something else that I never knew about. Ozzy Osbourne was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner when George W. Bush was president. And George W. Bush said his mom loves Ozzy's music. Now, Ozzy, like all the British rock bands, paid tribute to Aleister Crowley. If you just missed my work on the death of Ozzy, it's all synced up with Aleister Crowley and his passing. And, you know, Jack Black just did the Mr. Crowley cover on 7/6 right before Ozzy, which was also, God, that was also Bush's birthday. But then Ozzy dies at 76, and that was exactly 47 weeks into Jack Black's age when Crowley died in 47. But, yeah, there's the rumor that Barbara Bush, you know, George W.'s mother and obviously the former First Lady, is Aleister Crowley's daughter. And remember, the older Bush, number 41, him and his wife, they lost their child on the eve. I got to go back and double check it because I haven't covered this since 2018. I did it after Bush died. But I forget, their child either died on the eve of Crowley's birthday or the eve of his death anniversary. It's one of the two. So I never knew that. You guys can look up that clip of Bush, George W., the second Bush president. Again, number 43 was elected in Florida, which equals 43, where his brother was the 43rd governor when their daddy was the 43rd vice president. Like Yale equals 43, and so is Hulk Hogan, Mr. New World Order. But yeah, you can look up that clip at the White House Correspondents. They do drop gems at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I never knew that Crowley, or not Crowley, but Ozzy was there, and Bush told him how much his mom liked his music. It makes me think that rumor is probably true. This world is something else, man. This world is something else. Harrison Ford's 83, who played the Red Hulk, the big murder number. Other Hollywood story, The Rock. Again, Hulk's dead 83 days after The Rock's birthday. Synced up with Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, who again has the same birthday as Bush. The $1 Million Man, Jesuit educated at Creighton. Creighton equals 54, like Jesuit order. He's born in 54. He's 71 right now. Look at this. Hulk Hogan's first opponent ever at Madison Square Garden, which equals 205, was the $1 Million Man. And now Hulk's dead 187 days after his birthday. Society of Jesus equals 187 and 79. Ted DiBiase is Jesuit educated, if I'm saying his last name right. Or is it Ted DiBiase? It could be a number of ways, but the $1 Million Man. I remember him from when I was a kid, too. That was back when $1 million was a lot more money. But yeah, 187 days. Society of Jesus, 187. Homicide code. Again, the day before Hulk died, his former promoter, Jimmy Hart, said there's nothing wrong with Hulk's health. He's good to go. And then the next day we get the news that he had cardiac arrest, meaning the heart went out. He's 81 right now. Like Ritual's 81. He would have died. Hulk would have died 204 days after his birthday, or on his 205th day of his age. He's got a New Year's birthday. President Trump's also 81. How to sync with Trump. Again, we talked about Rick Derringer dying earlier this year on the 146th day of the year. I didn't realize that Hulk Hogan came out to his music. Hulk Hogan 146. Just to go back and look at Rick Derringer's death, the things I pointed out. He died exactly 42 weeks from his birthday. The McCoys was the band he was in, 42. His full name also equals the McCoys. Their hit song, Hang On Sloopy, will turn 60 this year. Sloopy 60. A lot of 60 stuff with Trump winning the 60th election. And Hang On Sloopy is the official song of the state of Ohio. He died 86 days after Ohio's birthday. Rick Derringer, 86, like blood sacrifice, like human sacrifice. And Weird Al. worked with him. Alfred Yankovic, his name, 146. Also like Hulk Hogan, dead on the 146th day of the year. Weird Al, also 65, like music, and he was 65 at the time of his passing. Go figure, go figure. So when Coolio died, it was a big 201 ritual. Do you remember what they did to Coolio? Coolio was one of the most blatant sacrifice rituals of all time. Sacrifice 46, dead on the 46th anniversary of the sample. Stevie Wonder song Pastime Paradise, the sample for Gangsta's Paradise. Gangsta's Paradise equals, if I remember right, 271, and Coolio died on the 271st day of the year. Plus a whole lot more. And they put out his cause of death on 4/6. Almost 6 months later. About 6 months. Maybe it was more than 6 months later. Something like that. Half a year later. And then just, you know, this Undertaker thing. Again, Undertaker goes by the Prince of Darkness, like Ozzy. He's 60 years old. He was another foe of Hulk Hogan. And Hulk died on the 123rd day of Undertaker's age. Ozzy Osbourne equals 123. If you missed my work on Ozzy, there was a lot of 123s in Ozzy's death. Both Mark William Calloway and Mark Calloway equal 71, the birth name of Undertaker. So, yeah, that was the vast majority of what I had, plus what you guys called in with, plus what I added to last night. And then I did see that you guys left a lot of comments, and I know that just seeing the notifications on my phone, I caught some things that maybe go, wow. So we can go over people's comments and further add to how mega this ritual is. But we can also take some phone calls while we do it. And actually, hold on. Let me just cover something else that's buzzing in the news right now. Just Trump's Department of Justice meeting with Epstein's accomplice. Yesterday was day 1. Today's day 2 of the meeting. Look at it's just another joke, you guys. She's got the Christmas birthday. Remember, everything about her sentencing was by the numbers, which we covered years ago, just like everything about Epstein's been by the numbers. But look at this. From her birthday to the day they met yesterday was 211 days, like The Apprentice is 211. 211's the 47th prime. Trump 47. It's like how Trump's old buddy Bill Clinton took office 211 days for his 47th birthday, and then his other buddy Obama took office at age 47 with the 47th Vice President Joe Biden, who had to be a member of the federal government for 47 years before he became president himself. But again, just day after day. And this is on the same day that Hulk's dead, 47 years and change after becoming a pro wrestler, synced with Trump. And apparently, you know, Hulk had some sex-related big stories. The sex tape on Gawker that got the website taken down thanks to the money backed by Peter Thiel. Hulk being mad that his daughter was having sex with a black man, so he referred to him as the N-word 10 years to the day of his death. Maybe more. And then also, in case you missed the Chuck Mangione thing, I covered this, but real quick, I also added a little bit since I did the short video on it. Again, Chuck Mangione dead the same day as Ozzy, the 22nd of July, 227. His name equals 227. Run it the other way, it's 124, like the Mangione assassination was on December 4th. Can be written 1/2/4. And his death, 33 weeks. Span of 33 weeks from the assassination in New York, which equals 33. Mangione, who's a character in King of the Hill, which is getting a reboot on 8/4, is dead at 84, when Masonry's 33 and 84. From Luigi Mangione's birthday to the death, 78 days. Jesuit, 78 and 84. The Jesuit Order, 84. United States of America, 84. Scottish Rite, 78. The Scottish Rite and the Jesuits share the Ad Merum de Gloriam motto, which came out of the 3 Days War, or the 30, or excuse me, that came out of the 30 Years War, where 78 and 84 were key in that. Yeah, I have an older post on that. But King Richards also pointed out that Mangione died 191 days after the anniversary of King of the Hill's release. Like Society of Jesus is 191, which is the 43rd prime, and that likely factors in with Hulk's death too, 43 years after the Rocky movie. When Rocky's birthday is the other Society of Jesus, 187, born on the 187th day of the year, like Bush, George W. Bush. Remember, George Washington had a lot of 187s in his death as well, plus George Washington equals 187, who died with the Jesuit priest at his side, who ended up dying later in history in a 201 ritual. But anyway, I didn't cover this yesterday with the Mangione death. Remember that supposedly Luigi Mangione was arrested at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania shortly after Trump served McDonald's French fries in Pennsylvania on Kamala's birthday because Kamala said she worked there, but there was no proof she ever did. And then don't forget, I told you that Big Mac was going to have a sack in the football game in Pennsylvania that Trump attended later that night. And if you missed my work on that, it's crazy. It's crazy how perfectly lined up it all was. There was a key number, and it was funny. Both guys who wore the same jersey on both teams ended up having sacks that night, including Big Mac. But they couldn't have scripted it any better. Look at this, though. When Officer Fry supposedly arrested Luigi Mangione, they asked him how he felt, and he said, "It feels good." The jazz musician who plays the trumpet, like Trump, who's a Jesuit, his big hit is "Feels So Good." So Tyler Fry, when he arrested Mangione, said, "Feels good." Surprised he didn't say "feels so good," but we're not far off. And keep in mind, a Tyler is the person who guards the Masonic Lodge, Masonry. Every alphabet that has an M, the word for Mason begins with an M. McDonald's, Burger King, Freemasonry. BK, right? B's the second letter, K is the 11th. B plus K is 13. M is the 13th letter. But look how McDonald's, Burger King, and Freemasonry are all 158. And something that's changed in the time I've been doing this, if you go get your food handler's permit, the answer for how high you need to cook the hamburger patty, it used to be 160 degrees. They changed it in recent history. The new answer for how hot you have to cook the beef patty is 158 degrees, you guys. I mean, are you kidding me? Hamburgers 158, McDonald's, Burger King, Freemasonry. I'm going to tell you something that I think about, like E. coli and all these illness that people get, these common illnesses from food. No doubt food can make you sick. I've had food poisoning in my life. One person might eat. Have you ever been at a party, though, where 8 people ate something and not everyone got sick? Some people got sick from eating it, but others didn't. I really think it's about the person and what's going on in their gut and how good their bacteria is. And if you're in optimal health in your gut, when bad stuff comes in there, your gut just takes care of business. But if not, if it's in a place where it's vulnerable, man, you could be in serious trouble, serious sickness, maybe even death. It's all about how optimal your body is. That's what I think. And that's also why I think they can even just fudge things like this. It's like, so before you had to cook it to 160, but now the answer for the food handler's permit is 158. I mean, they're really close, right? But where do you think they really pulled the 158 number out of? I mean, look at it, you guys. Tyler guards the Masonic Lodge. Those big golden arches. Trump's golden era. Todd Golden winning the championship for March Madness on 4-7. We had that one seen from a mile away. You had to be blind to not see that, the Florida coach. And here's how perfect it was. You see how Jesuit orders 54? Just like sun, the thing that's golden that illuminates the world. Florida got their 54th win in the tournament. And it was for their all-time history. And when they won it, they did it 274 days after Todd Golden's birthday, who used to be a player at a Jesuit university and who also used to coach a Jesuit university before he coached Florida. Isus Hominum Salvator, the Jesuit motto that's in their logo, the sun, where the Catholic Church has celebrated the sun's birthday in the sky since 274 AD. This year, Florida's coach, again, got their program, the 54th win, 274 days after his birthday, and we mapped all this out before the tournament even began. And keep in mind, he did on 4-7, Trump 47 like time, like the sun measures time. 24 hours in a day, right? The sun 24, it goes 24/7. Hulk, who kept his skin pretty, golden with all the God knows what fake tanning beds. And anyway, 24-inch python's now dead on the 24th. I'll tell you what, if I'd put as much time into the gym as I had into Gematria in the last decade, I'd probably have bigger biceps than Hulk. Sometimes I wish I would have. Not enough people appreciate this information. brain dead. And again, and just been dropping an example like this just day after day, and people just going like, confirmation bias. Like, really? Really? Have you guys watched that movie, The Founder? He plays, by the way, man, do you guys know what they did to Ray Kroc? Yikes. You want to talk about 187? Hold on. Let me just show you what they did with poor Ray Kroc here. Ray Kroc dies, and then the San Ysidro massacre happens that year in California, where 187 is the homicide code, and then his Padres go to the World Series. You see how he died January 14th? The San Ysidro murder massacre was July 18th. Look at this. Look at this. January 14th, 1984 of all years. Speaking of what they just did with Mangione at 84, July 18th, 1984. 186 days later, count the span, 187. Let me see if I forget exactly how they did the World Series that year. His team went and lost after he died. Let me see exactly what it was. The Tigers, I believe, beat the Padres that year. Oh, yeah. Ray Kroc dies at 81 in the year of the 81st World Series, and then his team goes to the World Series 81 days after the San Ysidro massacre. Again, ritual equals 81. President Trump equals 81. Guy who loves to feed these college championship athletes McDonald's. Oh, yeah, that's right. The assassin, his name was 84 as well. Because, again, we're talking about how this Mangione house, it seems to all fit in with what happened at the McDonald's, where the officer Tyler Fry said it feels good. Isn't it amazing how they just, they literally, I've been saying the same thing. I'm a broken record, guys. They really do treat us like we're stupid every day. And the overwhelming consensus from the populace is they are stupid because they don't catch on. And then when somebody comes along and shows them, they got all these programmed thoughts. Oh, conspiracy theory, confirmation bias. Why not move out of the country then? It's like, so what? You want to live here while they're doing this shit to you? You want to live here this way? You don't want to do something about it? Yeah, it just yeah, there's more to it, but man. Oh, yeah, Ray Kroc bought the San Diego Padres in 74. What a year to buy him. San Diego, Masonic. Okay. Yeah, I did a video on this, and Jonathan Joss also died right about the same time they announced the King of the Hill reboot. He died on the first day of Pride Month, and he's gay, and it was all by the numbers. Poor guy. R.I.P. Okay. Okay. Let me oh yeah, just the way YouTube hates. This video, the video I did yesterday had 800 likes at the 6K views. By the time it was at 12K views, it had 850 likes. So then the 6,000 more views, it only got 50 more likes. You know that's not real. That's what YouTube does to keep this video from flourishing in the algorithm, because that's the way the algorithm tracks. If you're not getting likes, then they rate it as bad content, but we know YouTube takes away likes. 50 likes in the next 6,000 views. I mean, give me a break. And then sure enough, the video hardly, and not to mention they had it demonetized, and then this morning they monetized it, and I haven't seen it tick up in views at all since they monetized it. It's just, I hate YouTube, man. They're such a bunch of punks, the way they treat people like me. And again, I'm somebody who works my ass off, you know, and does real research, independent thinking. Again, the Asmongold TVs of the world. Sit there and watch Fox News and go, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. What? And then they get like 1 million views, and they put out 4 videos, and they each get 1 million views. If you get 4 million views in a day like he does every day with doing videos just like that, it's about 8,000. It can be up to 12,000 per million views. The guy's making between 30-some thousand and upwards of 50,000 a day just cranking out videos like that, watching Fox News for 30 minutes, go, fuck! Oh, shit! And it's like, why? I mean, whose kid is he? Whose kid is he to be pushed in the algorithm like this, just watching Fox News doing reactions like that? It's a fucking joke, man. It's like they can't allow a guy like me to make $10 after putting 10 hours into a video and presentation, but he can sit there and watch Fox News and get paid $40,000 a day. F you, the people who run this platform. It makes me sick. All right. Okay. All right, let me open it up here, the phone line real quick. We'll take a few more calls. And then I should wrap it up here pretty soon because I do got to get to the chores that I did not finish yesterday. All right. Phone line is open. Oh, hold on. I always forget to do that last step, though. Hold on. One more step. All right, what's up, 213? 213?
What's up, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, man? All right, so I have a connection with Hulk Hogan and Owen Hart.
Okay.
So Owen Hart is he debuted in 1988 in the WWF. He debuted as the Blue Angel, but his gimmick is the Blue Blazer. If you look at Owen Hart's gimmick, his attire as the Blue Blazer, it's the same costume that Hulk Hogan wore as Mr. America. It's like it's a similar outfit that they had. So Hulk Hogan is in 1994. Owen Hart won the King of the Ring on May 20. He won the King of the Ring on King James VI's birthday. He won it on June 19th. And when he won King of the Ring, the news in WCW was that Hulk Hogan just signed to WCW. Hulk Hogan signed like June 11th, but he was supposed to debut in WCW the year Owen Hart won King of the Ring. So Owen Hart had this huge death on May 23rd, 1999. He changed his gimmick back to the Blue Blazer, and he was acting like a superhero. He fell from the top. This pay-per-view was called Over the Edge. So at Over the Edge, Undertaker had this gimmick where he's like sacrificing people, and he had the Ministry of Darkness. And one of the wrestlers in his ministry was Edge. So when Hulk Hogan returned to the WWF, he returned and he won the WWF title at Kemper Arena. Kemper Arena is where Owen Hart died, and the WWF didn't have an event at that location until that very event. And the Undertaker returned and he beat Triple H for the title. And that was their first pay-per-view back at Kemper Arena since Owen Hart's death. And so later that year, Hulk Hogan, he fought the Undertaker at Judgment Day. So Judgment Day was the new name of the pay-per-view from Over the Edge. They changed the name because Owen Hart died. So Owen Hart died and they changed Over the Edge pay-per-view to Judgment Day. Hulk Hogan lost his title to the Undertaker at Judgment Day after winning it in the same arena that Owen Hart died in. And so it was no longer called Over the Edge. It's called Judgment Day. And the Undertaker, after he won that title, Hulk Hogan, he won the tag team titles with Edge. Edge is he's from Canada and he grew up in the Hart family. Like he trained at the Hart family's gym. So Edge, he won the tag team titles with Hulk Hogan, and he was a part of Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness when Owen Hart died. And if you look into Edge now, like Edge, he started a faction of like satanic worship, and they're called the Judgment Day. And the Judgment Day, they kicked out Edge as their leader, and they hired a guy named Finn Balor. Today is Finn Balor's birthday. Today's Finn Balor's birthday. He's like the new leader of the Judgment Day. But Edge's first singles title, he won in July 24th of 1999. July 24th is the day Hulk Hogan died. And then in 1999 is when Owen Hart died at Over the Edge. And then Edge won his first singles title then. So it's a huge connection. Owen Hart also died the very same day the Los Angeles Lakers played their last game at the Great Western Forum. So Owen Hart's death was on May 23rd, 1999, and the Great Western Forum closed. The Lakers played their last game there. The Great Western Forum opened on LeBron James's birthday. It opened on December 30th, on LeBron James's birthday. And LeBron was born 17 years after that to the day. And so King James is coming out with this huge ritual where he's about to pass Robert Parrish for the most games played, 1611. So this is a huge like King James ritual because Owen Hart won King of the Ring, and Hulk Hogan's his daughter even has his daughter was born in '88, and Hulk Hogan's daughter has the same birthday as Vanessa Bryant. The architect of the Great Western Forum, he died on January 26th. Wayne Gretzky, who got traded to the Kings in '88, his birthday is January 26th. There's this huge connection, but Owen Hart is a huge piece because he won that King of the Ring, and there's a huge King James ritual coming up. And Hulk Hogan is extremely synced to Owen Hart's death. There's a lot more. I don't have my notes.
I was going to point out, the day he died, one of the numerology pass was 146, like Hulk Hogan is 146. And just other things that stand out, dead at 34, murder equals 34, first of all, but so does Jesus and cross. And the reason I point that out is because if you write out the Society of Jesus, it equals 235. The date he died can be written 23/5. Again, they share the motto ad Merum Dei Gloriam with the Scottish Rite. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry is 143, died on the 143rd day of the year. He died 16 days after his birthday, like the Jesuits have existed since the 16th century, just like this nation's capital. Church Street is 16th Street in D.C., not an accident. So yeah, it's got the Jesuit Masonic thing all over his death. Yeah.
Yep. If you look at he also died. Hulk Hogan had a huge match with Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone. So Hulk Hogan, he died on Karl Malone's birthday, and Karl Malone's last team is he played for the Lakers.
That's right. He went there with Gary Payton and all that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, his last game is the Detroit Pistons. The only person that's alive from the original NWO is Kevin Nash, and he's from Detroit, Michigan. He's the only original member of the NWO who hasn't died yet.
Is that right? They're all dead except for him. Well, his time might be near then.
Yeah, Scott Hall, the other member of the NWO, that's who Owen Hart beat to win the King of the Ring.
Scott Hall died on Pi Day, and he was born on the day leaving 72 days left, and he's got the same birthday as Kamala. Huh. He died on the 136th day of his age, 16th triangular. I'll have to go back and look at this. I didn't realize they were all dead except for one. Interesting.
Yeah. But just look at Hulk Hogan, his Mr. America outfit, and the Blue Blazers outfit. It's the exact same outfit. And Owen Hart was trying to hide his identity, saying he's not Owen Hart, he's the superhero. And Hulk Hogan, before he left WWF, that was the same thing. In the Great Western Forum, because I live in Los Angeles, the Great Western Forum is on Manchester, and Manchester is in England. That's the king. King James VI was the king of England, Ireland, and I believe Scotland. But Hulk Hogan's last wrestling match ever was in Manchester, England. His last match ever was in Manchester, England, where he fought.
United Kingdom 205, I was talking about that yesterday, going with the death on the 205th day of the year. So.
Yep.
And also 146 like Hulk Hogan. The other thing that says about Kevin Nash is his birthday, 7/9. When I'm talking about how important 79 is to Hulk's death, this guy's born on 7/9, the last remaining member.
Yep. And LeBron is about to pass Robert Parrish.
Hold on. It says Sean Waltman's a member. Is he not a member?
So they grew. So the NWO grew, but the first members of the NWO, it was just Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash. Those were the first members of the NWO.
Well, the interesting thing about Sean Waltman, not an original member, is his birthday is the day of the assassination hoax, but he's 53 right now. Born the same year The Rock was. Okay, so the original members. Okay, out of the original members. I got it.
Yeah. And Hulk Hogan died at 71. Robert Parrish is 71 right now, and that's who LeBron James is about to pass for most games played all time. Robert Parrish is 71 years old right now.
We're coming up on Ignatius Loyola's death anniversary, the same day Roddy Piper died, and Bill Russell died on on that day, the last day of the Jesuit Ignatian year, July 31st, 2022. It'd be something if they did Robert Parrish on the same day years later.
Yep, and Robert Parrish, if you look at Parrish, that's just like, it means a church for the most part.
Yeah.
And the King James Bible is about to pass the church.
Born in 53, religion 53, Catholic 71, the Society of Jesus 71. Yeah, 71 years old.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, great research.
Yes, sir. All right, Gematria community.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care.
All right, yeah, you
Bye.
too. See you, man. Time flies. Robert Parrish, 71. I must be pretty old myself. Yeah, just a lot of young deaths in the WWE. The Masonic fingerprints again all over Chris Benoit. That story. He died on modern Freemasonry's birthday, June 24th. Always a day of high ritual. What's up, Rochester? 585. Hello.
Hey, Zach.
Hey, what's up?
It's Mike.
What's up? Before you
Hey,
go, look, Chris Benoit also died 34 days after his birthday. Like Murder's 34, like Mr. Hart died at 34. I mean, it's just familiar patterns here. Go ahead, Mike. Good to hear from you.
You too, Zach. I just wanted to, I don't know if you knew this about Hulk Hogan, but they said he died at 11:17 a.m. and 11:17 is 187th time.
Well, right, and 11:17 are the prime factors of 187. But here, I see what they did with that, because check this out. It's that his first fight in the WWF in '79 was on November 17th. Hold on, I had that here in the presentation. Yeah, right here. Hulk Hogan's first match in the World Wrestling Federation was on November 17th. They're saying he died at 11:17.
Yeah, in the morning he died. Yeah.
Come on, man. All these 79 connections. Yeah, Nate Burnside said Hulk died at 11:17 a.m. Unbelievable, you guys. I mean,
187 prime number.
I remember Paris, France equals 187. November 17th is when the yellow vest movement started in Paris. And again, 1117 is the 187th prime, but 11 times 17 are the prime factors of 187 as well. So, wow.
Just why? Because I caught that. I'm like, they're reporting at 11:17, and I'm like, let me see if that's a prime. And I'm like, that's a 187 prime number. I'm like, that's a Society of Jesus number.
Sylvester Stallone and George W. Bush, who just turned 79 earlier this month on July 6th, have the 187th day of the year birthday. Yeah,
it's wild, man. It's crazy.
What do you think? You think we got confirmation bias?
I don't think this is confirmation bias. Not by a long shot.
No.
People are just too blind to see it. You know.
They don't want to see it. They don't want to admit it.
They don't. No, they don't. It's just wild. You gotta wake up and smell the roses. You know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But all right, Zach. Well, it's good hearing from you, man. Good talking to you.
Great find, Mike. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Great find. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, Zach. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too, man.
Bye.
Yeah, that's unbelievable right there. But it's also business as usual with these people where, again, they etch on the Masonic temple, all is number. Masonry's based in Kabbalah. Kabbalah is where this whole Gematria thing comes from. What's up, 302? 302?
Hello, Zach.
Yeah, what's going on?
I just wanted to call in about, okay, so The Rock, you know that movie we were talking about yesterday? It was called The Smashing Machine. It releases in October.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's actually playing a character. His name is Mark Kerr. And I'm thinking like it has something to do with Kerrsville being underwater.
Current?
Kerrsville, but he's playing Mark Kerr, the character in The Smashing Machine.
I see, Mark Kerr. And we just had that crazy thing on the 4th of July in the town named after James Kerr of the Texas Revolution. Okay.
And with Hulk Hogan being dead in Clearwater against Flood Earth, they both equal 83. So again, he died 83 days after The Rock's birthday.
You know, that reminds me. So the day leaving 97 days left in the year is the day in history that JFK gave his weather control speech. And last year, or hold on. Yeah, September 25th. Hold on. I got to pull this up for people who missed this last year. God, it could be a sign for September 25th again, the anniversary of JFK's weather control speech. Let me see. Is this where I got it at? The reason I'm bringing this up is because September 25th leaves 97 days left in the year. Like Hulk Hogan equals 97, like Hurricane. Again, The Rock was the Miami Hurricane that they synced up the Hurricanes with last year. I got so many posts on this, but for people who missed this, I think it's going to be... And God, Hurricane is also 146, like Hulk Hogan and Hurricane Helene was 146. Hold up, is this the right post? Is this the one? Here we go. This is what I want to show you. And yeah, and don't forget the band, the band Scorpions. They got the song "Rock You Like a Hurricane." The Rock, the Miami Hurricane. I'm going to scroll through some of this. All right, so last year, Hurricane Helene formed on the day leaving 97 days left in the year, the anniversary of JFK's weather control speech to the United Nations. The speech was about more than weather control, but he talked to the United Nations about the future of weather control, September 25th, 61. Last year, I explained why it was going to be a bad year for Hurricane Sync with The Rock while he was 52, born on 5/2. You see this? 146 days after The Rock's birthday, Hurricane Helene formed, which ended up being devastating. And Hurricane Helene is also 146 and 259, like it formed on 25/9. So I'm starting to think about this. You know, these same numbers are now in The Rock. And that's the other thing. Hold on. Because Milton was also synced with The Rock last year. It made landfall on the day, leaving 83 days left in the year. And now Hulk is dead in Clearwater, Florida, 83 days after The Rock's birthday. There's something more going on here. Please, finish your thought.
Right, and I'm glad you put that together because Hulk Hogan also equals 146, and you're also seeing some synchronicities with him and the Trump, and Trump's birthday is also 14/6. But I also wanted to get into this right here. This is going to be more mind-blowing. He actually played a character named the Hurricane in a TV series called Thunder in Paradise, Hulk Hogan did. And remember yesterday we were talking about him playing as Thunderlips in Rocky 3. So I thought that was interesting too.
That was in 94, the year that he became the WCW champion. Wow. Wait. Hurricane J. Spencer. Randolph J. Hurricane Spencer was his character name.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Interesting.
also he beat, when he won his second Royal Rumble in 1991, I thought this was pretty wild too. He beat his last elimination. You know, there's 30 contestants in the Royal Rumble. When he won it, he eliminated some wrestler named the Earthquake.
Huh.
Yeah, and it's funny because that Earthquake guy, he got inducted in the Hall of Fame on April 19th of this year, which I believe wasn't that the day WrestleMania 41 started?
Let me double check. I want to say it was the 19th and the 20th this past year. I got so much. Yeah, it was the WrestleMania was on the 19th and 20th this year.
Okay. Well, yeah, the Earthquake guy, the wrestler, he made the Hall of Fame on that day. He died, though, in 2006 on June 7th. I don't think that was too far from Hulk Hogan's Hall of Fame induction, where, of course, Sylvester Stallone inducted Hulk Hogan into the Hall of Fame. But 657, Wilder equals 67, sacrifice, big sacrifice number.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah, great observations. We'll have to remember this as the hurricane season gets roaring here pretty soon. All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
It really is crazy the way they do it all. It is the anniversary. It's 33 years from Hurricane Andrew, which I believe was the last Category 5 to hit the U.S. Hurricane Andrew landfall date anniversary. When did that happen? It happened on Vince McMahon's birthday in '92. Out of all the days for it to happen on Vince McMahon's birthday, weird. 912? 912? Hello?
Hey,
Yeah, you're on.
can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, there was this thing. Wait, let me mute this. Okay, there was this like decode that I was doing. It's about Hulk Hogan's birthday, which is August 11th, right?
Yep. And August 11th is the anniversary of the heart patent, which is going to turn 30. God, it's going to turn 38 years old this year. Here, I'll pull that up while you're talking about it. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, before this, there were like other deaths in wrestling. One of the guys' names is one guy's name was Luke Harper. You know who that is, or have you ever decoded him?
Who is
Luke
it?
Harper.
Who?
Luke Harper.
Luke Harper. Let me see. I'm not a wrestling guy.
Yeah,
he goes by
back
Brody Lee.
Yeah, he died back in 2020. So, you know the Bible verse Luke 10:18.
Where Satan comes to Earth in a bolt of lightning. That was part of the Event 201 simulation joke on 10:18. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking somehow this like connects because in 18 days after Luke Harper's death, Undertaker went to NXT. I'm sorry, I should have had like notes or something. But 1,018 days after Luke Harper's death, the Undertaker showed up in NXT. And then recently, Undertaker showed up in NXT on 7/22. And you could infer that Luke 10:18 would be about a snake, right? Or a serpent.
Right.
I think Cody was a Luke 10:18 ritual. And I think Hulk Hogan is like the second leg of that ritual, or another leg.
Sure, Year of the Snake, 24. That's what I was saying, that there's something going on with that. Kobe's death had a lot to do with 201 as well. Dead while synced up with traveling from Catholic Mass. By the way, I did do a post when Brody Lee died. What I covered is how his wife, her tribute online said it's been 56 hours. 56 hours since you left. That's what she wrote on social media. Luke Harper equals 56, like Society of Jesus, and he went to a Jesuit school. And she posted that on 12/29, when 12/29 is the 201st prime, like the Jesuit order. So, again, just the familiar numbers, the familiar patterns, who's running the show. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I just had to call in about that real quick. I'll finish up some notes, and I might call back.
All right.
We do another call-in show.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Okay.
I absolutely have to leave in 40 minutes. So if we got 40 more minutes of calls, we'll do it. If I need to leave sooner, I can. Thank you to the super chatters. We got a big 5 from Angel and a big 2 from John Mendoza. Always coming through with the big 2. Thank you, John. Thank you. What? Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about... So... Hulk's birthday is the HARP patent date, that technology that another wrestler did the show Conspiracy Theory, talking about how it had the power to change the weather and quake the ground. Jesse Ventura. I'll come back to you in a minute. What's up, 313?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Zach, what's going on, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you hear me, Zach?
I can.
No, hey, Zach.
You got to mute your video. You got to mute your video.
Huh?
You got to mute the video.
Oh. Okay, can you hear me out?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, just one quick question. Okay, I called yesterday. Okay, just one quick. Okay, do you remember what I told you about Ultimate Warrior? All I know is this, that I know he died back in, I think it was 2013, 2013. Now think about it. Because you were very smart. Yeah, Zach. All I know is this. Now, what I don't understand is this one, because I think I figured this out. But think about it. When he gets inducted in the Hall of Fame, all of a sudden, right? Yeah, he goes to the after that he goes to the ring. And if you think about it, if you like remember when he was giving a speech about how he was talking about how to be legends live to be immortal, so like that. So think about it. If you look the way you look, if you look close, you pay attention to his face, all of a sudden you can tell that something about his skin complexion that it ain't right. Because think about it, because all of a sudden they said when he goes after that, when he leaves to go to the airport, all of a sudden he's dead. Because it's funny, right? Like I actually saw, I think a video. I looked up the video. Somebody was talking about this. I think after he died, and they had shut the video down. And I'm not gonna sit up here and speculate and say no names, but it was another video I saw. I think I don't know if it's occult, one of the players, but they said that I think that either one of them probably either ejected or probably poisoned. But all I know is this. All of a sudden he gets inducted, and all of a sudden he died. All of a sudden, ain't that something? And see, all I know is this too, that, and I'm gonna say this. That's it. See, one of my friends told me this, and this is one of the main reasons why I stopped watching wrestling, because three things. Number one, it's fake. Number two is choreographed, and number three is all storyline. And that's why I said, like when I called yesterday, I said that because I stopped watching, because I used to love Ultimate Warrior, because he was one of my favorite wrestlers. But when he died, all I know was I didn't even watch it for a whole year. Because I said, that is crazy. Because he gets inducted, and all of a sudden, he won't drop dead. Now think about that, Zach. Think about this. You're a very smart, talented guy. Something about that just don't add up. Like you said about Chris Benoit, but all the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? These people, it's just really just kind of strange and weird how these people are literally being taken out. Because again, I used to love the Warrior. So that's all I was saying, is that because again, that's why I said that's one of the reasons why I don't watch wrestling, because it's all storyline. And you say it's all story and scripted. All it is. Yep.
Hey, just for the record, Ultimate Warrior was another member of the 54 Club, like Jesuit Order, also like Bavaria, where the Illuminati was founded, and he did die on 4/8. Illuminati's 48. You could write that date 8/4. He died in Arizona, which is 84.
Yeah.
And yeah, he died 3 days after being inducted in the Hall of Fame. It says 3 days.
Yeah.
Here, I want to remind you of this too.
You see, all these numbers is all connected. Like you said, these numbers are all connected. It's all clear. That's what I said. This stuff is undeniable. It's undeniable. I just don't see how people can't see the hair on the wall. Just can't see that. They can't see through this stuff. They can't see it. Because like you said before, time and time, over and over again, they put this stuff out there. They put it out there, but people just can't see games. They can't see through this stuff. You know the deal, baby. You know what you're talking about. You already know.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, Zach. Take care. Have a good one.
All right, yeah, you too, man. Thank you. LeBron, when he wore the Ultimate Warrior t-shirt after winning the finals on the real King James's birthday, he did wear it on Ultimate Warrior's birthday anniversary, June 16th. And notice, Cleveland Cavaliers equals 168, like Ultimate Warrior's birth name, James Bryan Hellwig, equals 168. And he did it that year on a leap year, which was the 168th day of the year. 929?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on, Zach? There was two things I wanted to say. I'm starting to think that maybe tomorrow or definitely Sunday or by the end of this weekend, we might see another big death, because going with the date numerology for tomorrow, which is I mean, 58 and 78, 42. 42 also. There's a lot to do with Freemasonry numbers and the shaming of black people. I remember 10 years ago, tomorrow to the day, Bobby Christina passed away in a drowning incident. They said, and that day numerology had a lot to do with Freemasonry numbers, also like 68 and 48. So I wouldn't be surprised if something
every
death
year there's a big, pretty sizable death on July 31st, which is the anniversary of the Jesuit founder's death. So
Right.
I mean, you can almost circle that day without a shadow of a doubt. There could be more. I mean, they're on a hot streak right now with the bodies. So
no, they definitely are. And also, I noticed too, even relating to the whole thing, also tomorrow with the black with the nWo date, I noticed too. Also, today's the anniversary of the Tuskegee experiment being exposed. When the whistleblower exposed it, I think like 53 years ago to the day.
Remember, 201 men in the control group.
Right, 200 men in the control group. And what's weird about that I noticed is that Tuskegee experiment equals 87. The man who exposed it, Peter Buxton, he died at the age of 87. And the even weirder part, the Minnesota Twins are playing today versus Washington Nationals, and obviously the star player, well, not the star player, but one of the main guys who's in the All-Star game in Atlanta, his last name, Buxton, literally basically Zach was written as the Peter Buxton guy who exposed the Tuskegee experiment. He's playing today, and his name equals 53, Byron Buxton. His name equals 53, and today's the 53rd anniversary of it being exposed. So I wouldn't be surprised if he might have a good game today or something.
I didn't realize that. I never realized that today was the anniversary of that, and it also happened in 72 for another big fat Jesuit number. Crazy.
Right, it happened in 72.
Here's something I would have never connected before. Today is the 206th day of the year, and 206 is the 159th composite number, and I've seen them do this ritual. Black man equals 159. It's just like, I'll never forget, I just talked about the other day, that the 15th of September, CNN, that was their story there, the run of the day. Protesters of acquittal of officer of killing of black man. And that's all CNN ran with all day. They was like, who is this person? Just black man on 15-9? So, yeah, that's probably not an accident.
And Twins are also on 53 losses to go with today being the 53rd year anniversary.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and again, so the pitcher for Nationals is Gore. And, like Al Gore, who was the vice president of Clinton when Clinton was the only president who actually ended up apologizing for the Tuskegee experiment back when he was president. So, it's crazy, syphilis equals 45. Gore was the 45th vice president to Clinton. So it's actually crazy how it seems like it all ties in together.
Absolutely.
And I was gonna even ask too. Do you think, obviously, what these people are doing at eBay, but do you think there is a universal point to this whole, numbers thing? Because even when I look at, like even my mom's name and my dad's name, they equal the same exact numbers. And my mom's name even equals the numbers of the date of my my sister being born.
Both of my books close with the organic side of the code. And yeah, there's a reason that this Kabbalistic belief exists, that God created the world with numbers, letters, and words. There is an organic side of the code. I always use like you were just doing with yourself. If you type in, what's the coldest day ever recorded? Have you ever heard me talk about this before?
Yeah. I heard you talk about that.
Yeah, it's my birthday. This is the day I was born, and the record is negative 89 Celsius. And the weird thing is, my full name in what's considered the most pure cipher, the alphabetic order of numerology, is 89. My dad's full name is 89, and my mom's birthday is the 8th day of the 9th month. So it's like,
that's actually crazy.
Yeah. And then I'll tell you something else that's weird. My daughter was born on a date that had 71 numerology, and my wife got pregnant while my mom was age 71, and my mom had her first child in 71, and they were all not getting along at the time. So I thought that was so weird. I was like, what are the odds of that? But the baby has brought this unity. They're all getting a better. The baby like brought this healing between them all. They're all getting along better now. My mom finally apologized, a sweet lady. So anyway, go ahead.
So do you think, like, even though obviously what they're doing again is very evil, but do you think like they think that what they're doing is not evil, that they're trying to complete God's work or something by them doing all this?
Of course, yeah, they're playing God. These are the opening pages of my books. Yeah.
No, yeah, I actually have been rereading your book. I actually have been rereading it. It's actually it's crazy.
Yeah.
All talking together. I just wanted to just point those things out.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Take care. Back when I did this post on Ultimate Warrior, I wasn't doing reverse gematria. Notice he died on April 8th as well. Cleveland is 48 since LeBron ended up doing this. Remember, Cleveland was the 33rd team to be down 1-3 in the NBA Finals, the first to win it. And then the other thing I spot is Ultimate Warrior died 69 days from his birthday. Cleveland Cavaliers 69, and then they do the ritual on the 168th day of the year. So the Ultimate Warrior Cavs joke, how it all comes together so perfectly. What's up, 702?
Yes. I got stories just today. I've been searching some gematria because we just had a fire today, actually, here at campus. So I was doing that, trying to find connections as well. I found a connection as well to Hulk Hogan, so in relation to the city of Vegas as well. So, 144 days ago, there was a Vegas Golden Knights fan that died of a heart attack who was nicknamed the Hulk.
I didn't know that.
Named John Baretta, Barattta, died at 68, 144 days ago.
I'm looking it up.
It was known as Hulkamania guy as well. And he had a 148 as well. And another thing I found is he died 64 months previous to the man that we talked about yesterday.
Yeah, that's. And you said he died 144 days before Hulk, like Jesuit orders 144?
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
And I thought it just brought a fire. So yeah, fire today in your campus. One like a shopping center. So
his name equals Hulk Hogan, 38. Also 187. We're talking about where the 187 factors in with Hulk's death. Crazy.
Yeah. So we got a fire because it happened 85 weeks after the shooting on campus. Or 85 months, they say, I'm sure the campus is broad equals 85. Burning equals 85. Burning building equals 85. The complex is called University Garden. That equals 85 as well. So I just thought that was funny.
Yeah. So look at that. You guys, the story broke March 2nd, 144 days before July 24th. And then his name equals 187, which is the 144th composite number. Society of Jesus 187, Jesuit Order 144. Again, two names for the same order. 187, 144.
Yeah. The Wrestlemania 91 or 41, let's say, happened 96 and 97 days ago as well. And of course, the next Wrestlemania 42 next year in Vegas, they moved it from New Orleans in the Superdome over there, which has the 97 on it. And then that 97 there, we moved from New Orleans as well. And then that happened. I don't know, it's crazy to me. It's also 38 weeks before WrestleMania. Hogan's death was 38 weeks before WrestleMania that next year as well.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, great observations. I appreciate it, man. And sorry about the job, but sometimes getting fired is the best thing for you because you end up finding something way better. It's worked out that way for a lot of people.
I mean, it was a fire, like an actual fire, like burned down.
Oh, that kind of fire. Okay. Well, okay, I see.
Yeah. And I was with you as well because shooting actually near the Bellagio fountain. And that happened 46 days before this fire. And this fire came 68 days before October 1st shooting.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then arson 67, UNOD was established 67 years ago. Running Rebels was 68 as well. Rebel was 38. So I just bring that up because, we'll talk about the news and talk about Gematria as it relates to national news, but it's important to also look up, if you live in a big metropolitan city like me in Vegas, to look up the Gematria, the news that's going on right now, because you'll find some connection there, even in this local news, like I'm sure the fire in Vegas doesn't.
I'll look it up. I'm going to let a few more people get in because I got to hop off here pretty soon, but I appreciate all that information. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you have a good day, man. Take care. 562. What's up, 562? 562.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hubbard.
Hello?
Good afternoon, Mr. Hubbard.
Yes?
I hope you're doing great.
I'm doing
this
great.
This is, by the way, Sophia Gray. How are you, sir?
Doing just fine, thank you.
Yeah, you might be wondering why I called you. It's because I'm actually dealing with copyrights and possible acquisition deal. Just want to ask if you're considering selling the intellectual property of yours. I'm talking about the number games.
No, I'm not interested. Thank you so much. Ever since I put out that book, there's been so many scammers from overseas. Just like, trust me, that person's like, oh, we want to buy something, but for us to buy it, we need you to send us $2,500 first. Trust me, that's where that was going. These people. Like, oh, I thought you wanted to buy it from me. I got to send you money? What? Sometimes they call up, they're like, we just got done working with a Hollywood scriptwriter who's very interested in your book, and they're going to give you at least $50,000, but all we need right now is for you to send $2,500. We're like, everybody comes up with all these different stories, and all they need is $2,500 every time. So this number, send me $2,500, and you will be a millionaire. Let me come back to how this Hulk thing with the hurricane. Oh, okay, so it would have been the patent for HAARP. Remember, Jesse Ventura, the wrestler, told us all about HAARP on his show Conspiracy Theory. The patent would have turned 38 years old this year, right? 38. I remember this is big with the flood that just happened on the 4th of July. They said 38 years earlier, the same river in another camp got it. But again, Hulk Hogan, 38. The gentleman who we just called in about the Hulkamania fan in Vegas also had that 38 going on the death number. So anyway, the patent would have turned 38 years old this year. On Hulk's birthday is August 11th. It's also Joe Rogan's birthday. It's also the day Robin Williams died. R.I.P. Robin Williams. But that's the 223rd day of the year, like natural disasters 223. And HAARP stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, which equals 223. And the day of the patent was a date with 44 numerology, like HAARP is 44, like military, like earthquake. You do it the big way, no numerology, high frequency active auroral research program. It's 457, so is earthquake and satanic. But yeah, I'm seeing and dead in Florida too. Dead in Florida in Clearwater. I feel like. Again, hurricanes, the plural. Last year, they synced up Helene and Milton perfectly with The Rock. The second hurricane was 163 days from The Rock's birthday. Miami Hurricanes 161, like he played for the football team. And again, Hurricane 146. The first one formed 146 days from his birthday. Hurricane Helene also 146. And now we got Hulk Hogan synced with The Rock, who defeated a guy or played a guy. What was it again? He played a guy in get all this straight. The anniversary. Where did it go? Defeated a guy named Earthquake. He played a guy named Randolph J. Hurricane Spencer in Thunder in Paradise. Well, what's Thunder in Paradise about anyway? By the way, if you guys want to call in, now is the time because We're running out of time over here. About 15 minutes. I got to call it quits. Action adventure television series from the creators of Baywatch, which stars Hulk Hogan, Chris Lemon, and Carol Alt. This first run syndicated TV series originally premiered as direct-to-video feature film in September of 93. It ran from the 84th day of the year to the day leaving 34 days left in the year. Okay. If we're hulked out here and we don't have any more Hulk calls or observations, we really did turn over a lot of stones. I'll look at the chat right now. Wrestlers who've died in history, young, suspiciously, that you're interested in. I've covered a lot of them over the years, and I'm sure if I went back and took a greater lens, I could figure out more. But I'll look in the chat for requests for anyone curious about any other wrestlers. What's up, 605?
What's up, Zach? This is Elon speaking. Hey, I got a question. Are you just watching episodes of The Walking Dead, or are you like binging it?
I often watch it when I'm helping Sweet Girl take a nap, and I recently watched season 4, episode 7, which just made me laugh. Do you remember the plot of that episode?
I remember it's right after they leave the prison, isn't it, or around that time?
Well, it's leading up to the governor comes back. The governor. Now he's got one eye, right? Yep. He's got one eye. He comes back, he kills the leader of the new camp, makes up a story for how he died, kills the other guy who's second in command, makes up a story for how he died, then takes over the camp, all on a bunch of bullshit, and then leads them all to destruction. I was like, this is perfect. The governor in season 4, episode 7. It's like this is a metaphor for exactly what we're living out right now. We're being lied to by the one-eyed Illuminati gang leading us all to destruction. This is perfect.
That shit is like, it's like, how would you say, they're literally, they bring it to life before they, how would you say, they show us before they bring it to life. You know, they showed us this character that's portraying the governor, who obviously, like you say, has one eye, and basically their whole group into pretty much death, you know. And the only reason why I asked that question, though, Bub, is because which season, but I know it's when they start to fight Negan and the Saviors. I think it's like season 7 or season 8. I'm not sure exactly. I think it's 7. But I think there's a part where they're finding and looking through stuff, but they're outside of a school. Oh no, I think it's after they leave Terminus. I think. I don't know exactly which season, but in this part, basically they're going through this school or whatever. But the name of the school is called St. Ignatius.
Yeah, Jesuit school.
And I thought that was so crazy. I was like, yeah, that makes total sense. It's like they're so they definitely have Catholic and Jesuit, subliminal messages in there. You know, I thought it was so crazy when I seen that scene. It said St. Ignatius school, and I was like, wow, okay. And yeah, it's just that whole show is very symbolic for sure. You know, like you said, it's basically getting us ready for how to survive once the world goes to crap.
Yeah. I mean, almost everything really, once your eyes are open, is symbolic that they put out there in the media. It's like there's a story behind the story. Yeah.
Yep. But that was pretty much it. It gets pretty crazy. Like towards the end, I think season 11 or 12. I'm not really going to try to throw it out there because I know you're trying to watch it and stuff. But they come across this, this big military order, and the logo of that order is very symbolic when you see it later. They have many spin-offs. They have The Ones Who Live, which is just Andrew Lincoln and Michonne. I don't remember her real name, but she's like off Black Panther and all that. But then they have the other spin-offs, which is The Walking Dead, Dead City, Ben Hogan and Maggie, which were supposed to be enemies because of, Negan killing them and all that stuff. But yeah, the way they did it is kind of crazy. And what's really crazy, if you watch the other spin-off, which is Daryl Dixon, the spin-off of Daryl Dixon, his show only, it's crazy because somehow he ends up in Paris, France. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty wild that they did that as well. So paying tribute to, to those in power. So That's pretty much it.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
That's
Thank
all.
you. Thank you.
Have a good
All
one.
right, take it.
Bye.
Open Up, who's a great contributor to the community, asked if I could look into the death of Eddie Guerrero, and his father's also died. His father died on the Vatican's birthday, February 11th, 42nd day of the year. He died 50. The more recent death in 2017 was 50 days before WrestleMania. WrestleMania is 50. This is how the Gematria calculator originally looked before it got all colorful. You could also say it was a span of 51 days in WWE's 51. He died on the 42nd day of the year, and the event began on 4/2. Yeah, perfect. Again, Freemasons 42, like Jesuit. Vince McMahon, the Freemason. And yeah, made that point there. He died 35 days after his birthday. Maybe I didn't catch it, but wrestling is 35. It doesn't look like I wrote that down. Keep in mind, a lot of these posts when I was doing this, like I would have to fly out the door. I had some, this is back when I also don't sleep right now because I have a little one, but I was doing a lot of things at once at this time in my life, trying to keep this work going out there, but I had never monetized anything, so I had other ways to pay the bills back then, but I'm sure a lot of things slipped through the cracks because I'd have to bust out these posts and then run off and do something. His son died at 38, like death, murder, killing, RIP, and I didn't put much into that. God, his son died 35 days. They both died 35 days after their birthday, like wrestling's 35. Back then, I smoked a lot of green ganja, too. Or is it wrestle? Wait, wrestler? Wait, hold on. Or I'm tripping. Wrestling is one... okay, hold on. I made a mistake. I got dyslexic. Wrestling is 53. Wrestling's also 127, like Hulk retired on January 27th. All right, it's 53, not 35. But they did both die 35 days after their birthday. One of them died, they might have been Catholic based on their last name. Catholic's 35, one did die on the Vatican's birthday. That's definitely jumping out. Catholic's also 71, like Hulk's death. I know Hulk said he went to Jesus Christ there at the end of his life. I'm not sure if he was a Catholic, though. I learned that Hulk Hogan was Italian. He doesn't look Italian. Being Italian, he probably was Catholic. It's hard to be Italian and not be Catholic. He's definitely not a Protestant. Or he's definitely not a Lutheran. Okay. Salvador Guerrero III, 109, born on 10/9. Yeah, these could have been a lot better decodes, but you know, that infamous age of death, 38, death, murder, killing, RIP. And just almost every year, I've always just noticed that when the wrestling deaths happen, they are synced with always WrestleMania in the Royal Rumble. And then Benoit, again, just 34 days after. Hold on, where is he at? My post on him on Free to Find Truth is gone. Some of my posts from there are gone. Google bought that thing and has deleted a bunch of posts from there. My post on him is gone. I know that. But yeah, they said he took out his whole family on modern Freemasonry's birthday. Again, 34 days after his birthday. Murder equals 34. So does SUICIDE. Murder. And no zombie is, because look, I'm going to pull up this post. Just since he called in about The Walking Dead, watch this. Look at this. Walking Dead Zombie 34. Watch this. One of the, you know how the Michonne character carries around her family members as zombies on chains, cut off the jaw on their arms so they won't attack her? Oh, The Walking Dead concluded with rest in peace on Joe Biden's birthday. I still can't believe he finished his term. Hold on. Wait, is this the one I thought it was? Zombie preparedness. Hold on. Where is the post at? I know one of the Walking Dead. Did I not? Maybe it was one of those things where I only did it on Twitter and I didn't do it on my website. One of the Walking Dead actors supposedly off themselves who played a zombie at age 34. Unless I'm making some kind of mistake here. So I'm slightly misremembering it. Maybe it was this one. He died 34 days after his birthday. He played one of the zombies in The Walking Dead. Okay. And remember, if you look into the history of the CDC, it's connected to the Jesuits and the Society of Jesus. In the first season, when they go to the CDC and learn from the scientist about how the zombies resurrect, the word that the scientists use, that they resurrect, there's a big fat 34 on the screen when he's showing how they resurrect. And again, just all these words are 34. Jesus, cross, zombie, black this. It was a black actor who was a zombie. Jesus' physical description in the Bible leads more towards somebody who looks more like somebody from Africa than somebody who looks like Caesar Borgia, where white Jesus comes from. But The Walking Dead is 61 and 74, also like Jesus and Cross. And the show did start on Halloween, the day leaving 61 days left in the year, which is the anniversary of Martin Luther penning the Protestant Reformation. Yeah. One of those zombie dudes is the guy who died at 31. Yeah. So, okay. It was Moses J. And you know what else? He died on Jackie Robinson's birthday. You remember who the real first black baseball player was in white Major League? Moses Walker, who played in 42 games. Moses Walker is actually the first black baseball player who played in white Major League Baseball. And check it out, Moses Walker. Moses Walker, 42. Jackie, 42. So you mean to tell me a guy named Moses died on the 31st of January on Jackie Robinson's birthday? I mean, come on, man. Did I not put that in here? Did I somehow leave that part out? Because I know I'd covered that to death way before this death happened. It must have been an oversight. God. Yeah, man. Those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. And those who don't know history are doomed not to see the jokes on us every single day. Shoot, I gotta hurry up real quick. I'm gonna scan comments. Feels like Ozzy and Hulk dying is a sign that something bad is about to start. Man, about to start? Where you been? We've been living out horrible thing after horrible thing, and we just keep marching along anyway, not learning from our lessons. The Hulk Hogan N-word scandal was most likely both a joke and a humiliation ritual. Booker T called Hulk Hogan the N-word on a WCW Spring Stamp promo on April 6th, 97. 97, Hulk Hogan, 25th prime, dead in 25. Anyone else comment? How if you add the 3 ages of Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy, yeah, we covered that. That was actually, it was a long video. You just probably weren't there yet. Skull and Bones is in Yale, which is in Connecticut, which is in, New Haven, Connecticut, where also, what's that Catholic order? Knights of Columbus is headquartered as well, which is the WWF headquarters is in Stamford, Connecticut. Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino hosted WrestleMania 4 and 5. Macho Man won the tournament at 4, where the Mega Powers formed, and WrestleMania 5 is where the Mega Powers exploded. Yeah. Makes so much sense. A 4.5 hour stream, yeah. Had to cut out 5 minutes thanks to they didn't allow me to keep the videos in there. Well, it wasn't blocked in the US, but it was blocked in a lot of countries for having the videos. Please like each other's comments. That helps the algorithm. Yeah. Wrestling is whack. Dudes watching oiled up buff too. Hey, I'm not disagreeing. A shame I missed this live, but I'm always great when a caller. Yeah. Again, you guys, if you missed the Aussie stream at the beginning of the week, guy called in and said, "I'm pretty sure that Hulk's time is very near." And I looked, I said, "Oh man, he's got that fateful birthday, about to turn 72." Yeah, he was right on the money. What's up, 707? 707. Hello. 707.
No, good. I'm here, man.
I don't know. I'm gonna change the thing. I don't know if it's his end or my end, but let's try that again. 707. What's up, 707?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just trying to make sure, just like that you had some feedback. But anyway, I was calling, man, because I noticed that The Rock has come out with a new movie called The Smashing Machine.
Yeah, in 71 days.
That at all today?
Yeah, 71 days after Hogan died at 71. We've been talking about that.
Yeah, and I was just tripping on how it's it's 3:10 and it's supposed to come out on the 3rd of October. And I was wondering if that had any relation to host or anything like that.
Yeah, it's all synced up with The Rock. Yeah, we covered that yesterday and today. So again, Rock beat Hulk Hogan in WrestleMania 18. Hulk's dead 18 days before his birthday. He's dead 83 days after The Rock's birthday, like murder. And again, 71 days before his new movie comes out.
Okay.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Crypto Junior says Hogan's wife told the Tampa Bay Tribune that the war is over. Remember, the war started in a big 71 ritual on Putin's 71st birthday, 71 days before the Pope's. The war is over. 71 and 163, the 38th prime, the Tampa Bay Tribune, 201 and 75. The war started in Israel while it was 75 years old. And don't forget, we told you about 5 years before that, actually way before that. Again, look up the New York Times headline from October 6, 1940, a date with 75 numerology, that says New World Order pledged to Jews. New World Order equals 75. And he said a long time, when Israel's 75, something big's going to pop off. State of Israel equals 201, like the Tampa Bay Tribune. Very interesting. Brooke Alin Aletsky. Brooke Hogan's birth name is 201 and 75. Brooke wrote a song called The Redemption, 71. Brooke was born May 5th, 88. Yeah, like 8 for Hulk Hogan and Trump. She's also 37 in her 38th year of life. Yeah, good one. The Crypto Ginger. Very good. Is this year's H8 going to be the biggest Trump story ever? Okay. Yeah, August 8th, the anniversary of the Mar-a-Lago Road. Good point. Good call out with Ozzy biting the head off a bat in Iowa. Yeah, again, in Des Moines, where Slipknot's from, and now the guy engaged to his daughter's. It was his 5th birthday when Ozzy bit the head off a bat, and that Meatloaf from Bat Out of Hell died on the anniversary, and that was when the whole cooties thing was going on, and they were speculating it came from a bat, and that was simulated with Event 201, like Ozzy Osbourne's 201. I mean, In light of you bringing up Dwayne Johnson, his new movie, The Smashing Machine, releases on October 3rd of this year. Hogan died at 71. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of you guys didn't finish the video because it is long, but indeed, we got into those things. Absolutely. Cardiac arrest equals 71. Oh, wait, July cardiac arrest equals 71. Oh, I didn't think to add July to it. That's interesting. Why is the video only 56:20? YouTube does that a lot of times when a longer stream ends. They only give you a few minutes of it. For a while, they were doing it to every video. It'd be like a 2-hour stream, and they'd only show you like 2 minutes until 2 hours after the stream was over. Yeah, it's just total manipulation to what they do. It's just like how the video only got 50 likes and the next 6,000 views after we were done with the live. It's like, come on, man. That's like the worst like ratio ever. There's no way only 50 people hit the like out of 6,000 viewers. Yeah, Mangione, we covered that. The community killed it. Indeed, they did. Tuning in from the UK, just insane. Yeah, it was. Zeno and Turtle. I was a huge wrestling fan, big fan of Hulk Hogan. I was devastated. That's why they do it, man. They know it creates a negative schism in people, seeing all their favorite stars die, especially when it's young and premature. And 71, it's still pretty young. I remember growing up, knowing that all these guys were roided out. You had the idea that you do roids, that it's hard on your heart. You might not live as long, but yeah, I don't think it was just his heart going out yesterday. No, I do not. Hogan, 1988 WrestleMania 4 and Marty McFly connection. We did get into Back to the Future yesterday. If you missed that. There's a lot we got into yesterday in that 4-hour stream. Remember Hulk Hogan's speech to Donald Trump at WrestleMania 4 in 88? Really? I don't remember that. He said he would slam Andre the Giant into the mat so hard that the whole fault line... I've been talking about this for a long time now, that California is 174 and San Andreas is 174, like New World Order. And Again, last year I said, watch, there's going to be earthquakes 96 days after The Rock's 52nd birthday and 174 days after in California. And sure enough, there were. California's 174 until September 9th. I'd like to think that nothing big's going to happen, but it very well could. We still got some time left here. Hulk Hogan, 97, 25th prime. Yeah, a lot of 25. Yeah, indeed, it was lengthy. Run your pockets. Ohio River Fisherman. Yeah, we talked about how both the reality shows factored in the death. Hogan Knows Best equals 205, dead on the 205th day of the year. The Osbournes, 163, dead on the first of the last 163 days of the year. 314.
Hey, it might be off topic, but I just saw the Mangione and show called Common Side Effects came out on Adult the time Luigi Mangione's case was going on. And I don't know, with RFK and all this shit going on now, it's been kind of like weird seeing that show before it blows up. And it's also made by the dude who made King of the Hill. So I don't know.
What's the show called again? What's the show called again?
Common Side Effects.
Common Side Effects,
and they're hunting down a guy who has magic mushrooms and they're killing him. The CIA is it's some crazy shit. Look it up. I'm watching the stream.
Yeah. No, you can. I will look it up, but I only got one hand because I'm holding the phone up with the other hand of the thing.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to mention that thing. I love your work, man. I never even got to call in before. I love your work. I've been watching for a while. 23, man, and this should have been mind blowing. I've been trying to spread the knowledge, bro.
I appreciate that.
I just wanted to call in and mention that.
Yeah, very good. I'll look more into it. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Keep going.
I like how this guy's talking about this in 2025. My man, we covered this the day of the game. The halftime performer is often very connected to the rigged Super Bowl. Yeah. Lady Gaga, 28-3 birthday. When the Patriots got down 28-3, they came back and won it. And I told everybody before that game it was going to be all about 25. That was the 97th season, the 25th prime. They moved the touchback to 25 yards. So many 25 rituals. The Super Bowl was on the February 5th. You can write it 5-2. Brady and Belichick became 5-2 in Super Bowls after the 25-point comeback. Not to mention Bill Belichick equals 97. Falcons equals 25. But yeah. Yeah, Charlie, I'm well aware, man. Covered that one almost a decade ago. All right. Unsure if this can add to Undertaker's character and the link to Ozzy. He showed up November 17th, 96 for Survivor. Remember, we just saw that. Hell yeah, it does, because his first fight in the WWF was November 17th, and he died at 11/17, they're saying. Unbelievable. And yeah, wow. Remember, they started promoting the new Ozzy movie that's coming out at the start of next year on the 18th of July, 187 as well. Undertaker and Ozzy are both known as the Prince of Darkness. For a Survivor Series pay-per-view event with the iconic bat costume. Yeah, bat costume, of course. And descended into the ring with Shawn Michaels as the opponent. Also, Hulk Hogan in the Undertaker's first match at Survivor Series 91 was November 27th, 8 months and 3 days from the Undertaker birthday. And his birthday is the 83rd day of the year. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the positive comments. Yeah, it's easier to fool a man than convince them they've been deceived. Yeah, that's the truth. People's ego, man. That's why everyone hangs on to their fake religion, too. Only my religion's real. It's like, there's nothing lamer that can come out of a person's mouth. Oh, your belief system's the only real one with no proof behind it either? Okay. You sound like a genius over there. Oh, I want to associate with them. They believe different than me. I wonder if a ruling class had this idea of keeping people divided and fighting over nothing so they could conquer them all. I wonder how instrumental religion was in the plan. I'd say it was the foundation of it all. That's why every war comes back to religion. Hogan has a new wrestling promotion starting on August 30th called Real American Freestyle. So that means he died 37 days before or a span of 38. There's that 38 again. Hulk Hogan, 38. I like how N201 always leaves the same comment undeniable. I mean, one-word comments help. Perfect. Hustler suddenly jumped on the nWo thing. Hustler, the porn magazine? What'd they do to old Larry Flint? Hulk Hogan build at 6'7". It's 201 centimeters, not 2.01 meters. 201 centimeters, yeah. I highlighted that. Yeah, indeed. Check out Robbie Road Steamer trolling Hulk Hogan. Somebody says it's funny. I'll go back and check out later. Oh, shit, I'm over time. How many more comments are there? Hulk Hogan is not in the Waterboy. Somebody called in and said he was in Adam Sandler's Waterboy. He says no. Remember, Adam Sandler equals 205, and his new Happy Gilmore movie comes out Friday. And what Hulk Hogan did is sync with Ben Hogan, the great golfer. I think there is something going on with Adam Sandler. I think there's some kind of angle there. Adam Sandler, just another big guy on the world stage. Phil Collins in hospice care, is that true? And I didn't see that headline. Remember the Fantastic Four actor with the 4-part name was announced dead on the 4th of July, and then also the closer for the White Sox won a World Series, was dead from cancer. Cancer's the 4th astrological sign. They're dead in the time of cancer, the 4th sign from cancer, when cancer equals 44, like chemo, like kill. I mean, come on, man. Adam Sandler and Waterboy. Adam Sandler starred with the 7'2" Great Khali in 2005 remake of the 1974 classic The Longest Yard. That wrestler defeated The Undertaker in 2006. Okay. The theme song for... Oh, yeah. Derringer. Yeah. Absolutely. We got into that in the stream, too. Hollywood Hulk Hogan's theme song was Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix. I got to explore that angle more. In 89, with the Hulk Hogan Macho Man Jesse Ventura video of the Twin Towers crumbling down, the winner of WrestleMania in 89 was the tag team duo Demolition. 53? Whoa, what did I do here? Snap, where did it go? Man, this is a long comment. Well, if you guys want to come search the comments, Pete Jones 6400 went deep. All right, I got to get going, otherwise I'd take the time to read it, but he's got a Happy Gilmore thing here too. I'll come back and study that more later. Jeffrey Osborne's first solo single released in 82 called I Really Don't Need No Light, in addition to Ozzy Osbourne. And remember, Ozzy just died on Willem Dafoe's birthday, the actor who plays Osborne in the Spider-Man series, and Willem Dafoe turned 70. Like, the first Sabbath album came out in 70. All right, yeah. Yeah, August 2nd is definitely the date to watch out for. The real Black Sabbath is August 2nd, 666 days after the war in Israel began. The day of a total solar eclipse. It's going to be 11 days after Ozzy died. Black equals 11. As in, the sky goes black during a total solar eclipse. Golden ID code's always the good one. Said it was a Pythagorean triple, July 24, 25. Zeno and Turtle says, I do know a thing or two about Adam Sandler and his connection to WWE. Sandler co-starred with the... Oh, wait. I already read that comment, but thanks for leaving it twice. The leg drop equals 56. 89 WrestleMania 5 hosted in the Trump Plaza April 2nd. Yeah. And they interviewed Trump on 9/11. Hearing rumors he went into a witness protection program. Is that from the QAnon circles? Sounds like some Q stuff. QAnon. I love how the QAnon people are like, we're not QAnon. We're now Q or we're Anon. It's like, shut up. God, I hate these people. QAnon 201. Like I told you back in 2018 when that PSYOP was hot. I said, you guys are a bunch of dopes. Puppet Chump is not here to save us. You got to be stupid to not see that Puppet Chump is just that. A puppet and a chump. Ryan McMahon was just traded to the Yankees. What? New York Yankees, 191 and 187, like Society of Jesus. I gotta. That's a long post too. I'm taking screenshots of these long ones, so I go back and read them all. Wrestling album that you mentioned, track 3 being Real American. Did you happen to see track 4? Jimmy Hart, who just made the reference to Hulk's health, has the song called Eat Your Heart Out. He managed Bret and Owen Hart. Jimmy Hart, the day before Hogan's death, was in the headlines saying his health was just fine and all the death rumors were false. Hogan was at the Jake Paul Mike Perry fight on the 201st day of the year. Ooh. Jake Paul, one of these chosen ones. Jake Paul. They had to have Mike Tyson's ass cheeks out the night of the full moon. That was the night Sweet Lady went into labor. Her and I are both cancers. We're the moon babies. She goes into labor the night of a full moon. The night that Mike Tyson's ass cheeks are out. So that means from Jake Paul's birthday to the Hogan death was 188 days. Money. Bavarian Illuminati, 188. U.S. dollar bill denominations add up to 188. There were some other 188s I covered yesterday, and I forget what they are already, but I know that number came up. Jake Paul. I'm pretty sure Mike Tyson would have beat him bad if he was allowed to, because Mike Tyson kept going in on him, and then he'd just like lay off. People are like, oh, it's because he's old. I'm like, nah, I think it's because rigged for Jakey Poo here. Iron Mike still had his little bull charge move. In 1972, James Earl Jones started. How many comments are here, man? What's going on for days with the comments? You guys really know your wrestler. We know what everybody knows about. They don't know much about most things, but they know a lot about wrestling. Welcome to America. Redskins, Rocky 3 in 3 out of 4 ciphers. From Rocky 3 release date on May 28th. Remember, Trump just said they need to be renamed the Redskins by the numbers. Redskins 36. It was 36 days after his birthday. He did that. From the release date of Rocky 3 on May 28th, 82 to the Redskins Super Bowl in 83 was 247 days. Yeah, that is interesting. Trump was talking about on the 201st day of the year. It didn't really get 9K views in the first hour. It had 9K views at the end of the live stream, and then it got like no views for a long time. It just stayed parked on the same number. I saw it with my own eyes for about 2 hours, and then by the time it finally started to go up, it only got 50 more likes over the case of the next. Yeah, it was a joke. Thanks for appreciating the stream. Yeah, thank you to everyone who did hit the like. And thank you to people who donate like that, like Nikki G's. Thank you very much, Nikki G's. Yeah, SummerSlam, you're right. Can be written 3-8 like Hulk Hogan. All right. Truth Frequency Radio, I was the last active show on there. Chris Gio just gave up on the network, and it was weird. I was the only person who had access to the network for months. Everything else was a replay except for my live show. And some of the former hosts started their own network. And the night I talked about it on the network, about how I got invited by some of the former hosts to the new network, but I mentioned I didn't really want to switch over because I was loyal to Truth Frequency, even though I was the only live show left on there and the platform was all messed up. Remember the commercials were all messed up and everything? Next thing I know, my password didn't work the next week, so I couldn't even do the show anymore. And then they said, see, that's what happened to all of us. He took away our passwords, and he must not have liked. He must have been listening and not like that you brought up the other network that the former hosts were creating. My problem with the new network that was created is they're all Trump. Even though they invited me and want me on there, they're all Trump people. It's just like they drive me nuts. I'm like, they want me in their live chat. They're like, chat's just all about Trump. And look what Trump. I'm just like, God, Trump? Are you guys serious? Remember, Truth Frequency, it was all flat earthers and Trump people for the most part. I was the black sheep of the network. I don't like flat earth, and I definitely don't like Trump. Yeah, they did bury the Ozzy story real quick with the Hulk's death, just like they buried the Cosby story real fast. And that's the way the media, these things happen. When things get crazy, just boom, boom, boom. Peter Jones, is this a different comment than the other one? You're leaving. I'm going to take the screenshot too. It looks similar. Might have posted it multiple times. But yeah, all right. There is some good information here in the comment section if you guys want to go through it. Again, thank you to everyone who did hit the like and the share and who supported the work. And thank you for the late donations here. We're getting up to a respectable. Wow, we're at $37.97. Just right there on the cusp of 38. The old Hulka Mania number. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, John Mendoza. Thank you, Rick James. Thank you again, Leper Messiah. What you gonna do, brother? I'm gonna go pick up Sweet Girl. Chewy100 said, life-changing knowledge. What a time to be alive, indeed. Hey, thanks, Chewy. Greatest of all time. Yeah, that's true. Remember, GOAT equals 43. Greatest of all time, 188. Brady, when he won the Super Bowl at age 43, it was 188 days after his birthday. And then they did the Goatville killings, and then the killing of DMX on 4/3/21. Well, that was the day we got the news. He was like a vegetable, synced up with LL Cool J, who declared himself the greatest of all time on the track with DMX. The track titled 4/3/21. Then Darkman X49 died on 4/9 on Lil Nas X's birthday. And not to mention, speaking of 79s, and that's big here with Hulk's death, LL Cool J from his birthday to DMX being reported like a vegetable, that was 79 days later. Murder 79, Vegetables 79, LL Cool J 79. And if you watch the music video for 4/3/21, LL Cool J has beef with the rapper Cannabis. And in that music video, Cannabis is wearing a jersey that looks either like the Chiefs jersey or the Bucks jersey, which was the Super Bowl for the GOAT Bowl, and he's wearing number 31, like Brady won with 31 points. And that music video came out, 20-some years before the Super Bowl? I mean, talk about a script. Dom at the very end, our big super chatter. Ozzy Osbourne DNA sold in liquid death. What? Ozzy Osbourne DNA sold? Selling his DNA on tea cans and makeup collection. What? I'm going to have to look into that one. I don't got time right now. I'm already running late. I'm 10 minutes late. All right, guys. Thanks again to everyone who hit the like and the share. I do appreciate the generous support you guys have provided this last week. It's been a busy birthday week, man. Monday was the birthday, and like there just hasn't been a minute to breathe over here. It's been so wild. But anyway, we'll leave it there for now. If you guys have any other great observations, please leave some great comments. And until next time, True Seeker.